Ladies and gentlemen,
let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show. That show that you quickly looked at and then looked away. We'll look back again because we're still here and we're doing stuff so we can see you. And we also would like to hear from you in the comment section. Maybe hit a like button. Or I don't know, you can text us on the FanStream Sports text line, 214-937-0569. I said my name and I also said his name. IndyCarTim, how you doing?
Hello, America. How's America today? You don't have to answer. I know how you're doing. You suck.
I mean,
was that out loud?
I mean, that was out loud.
Sorry.
Holy crap, dude.
Sorry.
I'm
just saying.
Actually, I might agree with. I mean, we all know that most people that are people in America, besides us, and I'm talking to you. Did I just Jerry Jones that real quick?
Good morning to you.
All right, squirrel. Most people suck.
Mm-hmm.
Not you in particular, but the people around you.
Well, you don't know. They might.
I mean, they might.
We know that some of y'all suck. It's okay.
It's all right. Life's hard for some people.
Sometimes I suck.
Right. No, a lot of times I'm so angry with you that I can't see straight, and I end up going home and throwing a lawn chair. It's a thing that happens.
As a tribute to Bobby Knight?
Yes.
Stay hard, Bobby. I
took an adventure out to a place that I haven't been in a little bit, and it's in Euless. It's the place, it's my stomping ground, right? And it used to that me and the missus, we'd always end up going out for breakfast on the weekends. That was kind of our thing. And we would go to...
Back before the economy tanked?
Yeah, and we would go to the Texan Kitchen off of Euless, Maine. It was a thing that we did, right? And I had my set thing that I'd order because it would be on the Saturday, and the Saturday that I chose to, like, all right, I'm going to eat my big calorie meal.
Right.
Is going to happen this day, right? So we'd go, and I'd order the chicken fried steak, eggs sunny side up, with the grits on the side, and, the whole thing's covered in gravy, right? And I'd take the eggs, I'd put them on the steak, and then they had this house salsa that they made, which I thought was really weird because it was just your normal breakfast place.
Yep. But
this house salsa was amazing. It was really smoky. They didn't come out of a jug somewhere back there. No, they made this shit, right? So I was like this, and so I'd put that on top, and I'd eat that, and that was great. So we went back, and I noticed the menu got revamped a little bit, a lot of bit. I was looking at this thing, and I was like, man, there's a lot of things on here I want to try. And I got down to the breakfast burrito section. I was like, you know what? Breakfast burrito sounds great. They had a breakfast burrito, and I put this up on Facebook, so if you saw it there, that's where it's at, the picture of it. They had a breakfast burrito that was a chicken fried steak breakfast burrito.
I'm intrigued and almost disgusted.
Let me explain this thing to you guys, because once I saw this and I saw it had the list of ingredients that was in this thing, I immediately said, I must eat that. It must go inside me right now.
That's what she said.
And so let me break this thing down for you, because a lot of thought went into this particular burrito. It has the chicken fried steak in it, right? It's got the, your eggs in it. It has a little bit of the Spanish rice going with it instead of the potatoes for the starch in there, but with the cheese and all that's in this burrito, right? The tortilla around it, amazing. It's got good chew to it. It's a really good, really flat tortilla, but the topper in this damn thing was that they took gravy. They made chorizo gravy. So chorizo, gravy, jalapenos, And then it also had hints of queso in this gravy.
You want to show it?
Yeah, go ahead.
We can wait if you want. I don't know if you were building up to something.
Now, he's going to show it, and I'm going to tell you what went into this when I bit into this damn thing. What I was expecting was good flavor, the gravy to be pretty good because I just described it. How did what I just described not sound good? Of course, it was amazing. What intrigued me was that the chicken fried steak in the middle of all that maintained a crisp crust.
The batter did.
The batter did.
Really?
So you had a little bit of the crisp. Yes. A little bit of the crisp with the cheese and then the just little bed of rice to kind of fill the thing up, right? With the eggs and everything. Mm-hmm. And with the gravy, with the tortilla, and then I took their house salsa, which you can see there. You can tell that is not out of some kind of, that's made there.
Yep.
And put that on top of it. Dear sweet God, when the lady handed it to me, right? She set it down. It goes clank. Because there was so much weight to this damn thing. And they all looked at me like there's no way you're going to finish this. I did.
Yeah, I was looking at it. There's no way I could finish that.
I did. I ate the whole damn thing.
Carb loaded, huh?
I didn't eat anything else that day.
At all?
That was it. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was it. But that was amazing. Now let me tell you the kicker on this damn thing. It was only $13.
Is that like a pound of food?
Yes.
Jeez.
It was only $13 at this place. So let me tell you, I don't normally go into this when I'm with a restaurant locally, that impressed me, right? I've probably went into it pretty good with Macarena. If you haven't been there, you still need to go. But if you're looking for a breakfast place that's there and you don't stop by the Texan Kitchen, I off of Euless, Maine, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Before.
Oh, dude, like I said, it's back in, it was an old school place. It was owned by different people, but the folks that have it now, just break that down for you guys. This thing, that was amazing. I can't wait to go back and try something else, but that was so good, I'm not sure if I'll be able to try something else.
Man, and I usually don't try new things, like when I go to, especially breakfast. Like, I know what I like.
Right.
And if I go to a place I've never been, I don't often go to places that serve breakfast, right? But when I do, I look for one thing first, and it's Eggs Benedict.
Right.
Not tricked up Eggs Benedict, like Eggs Benedict Florentine or Eggs Benedict with watermelon or whatever the hell they come up with. I want Eggs Benedict. If that's not on the menu, I go to biscuits and gravy. Now I'll get your hash browns and your, my sunny side up eggs and all that too, and some bacon. Right. But as far as the meal goes, that's what I want. Those two things. I don't know that I have the willpower to go in somewhere and try something new.
Okay. It depends for me. Like if you've got like at the same place before, the thing that I used to love to get there besides the chicken fried steak before they changed the menu, I'm not even sure this is still on there. But they had an Eggs Benedict. But it had everything involved with it. But instead of the English muffin, it was a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've had that before.
They had the hollandaise, right, that was on top. But on the sides of this was the sausage gravy.
Right.
With the eggs and everything like that. And I was like, wait.
I might try that, yeah.
I'm in because, hollandaise is like just thicker, runny eggs, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Then you've got that with the eggs, but also with the sausage. Who doesn't like sausage gravy and biscuits?
Yeah.
So if you start adding things together that I think is amazing, and you just put more amazing stuff on it,
I'm in.
My brain's going to be like, well, that's amazing. But definitely, I'll say it again. If you're catching this on the download, go by and just don't even mention that you heard this on a podcast. Just go by and order that damn burrito. And if you're not damn impressed, then you can come back and holler at me. But I bet you will be.
Come over to my house and have some biscuits and gravy. I make it all from scratch.
Even the biscuits?
Yeah. If you can find my house, I will make you biscuits and gravy.
We might have to have a biscuit off.
We got to call it something else. That sounds dirty.
Your biscuits versus my biscuits. See who makes the best biscuit.
Somehow that seems dirtier, but I'm in.
We'll set each other's biscuit in front of each other and see who eats more of whoever's biscuit.
Let's get 10 women together and decide if they can figure out whose biscuits are whose.
Yeah.
That almost seems better right there.
And let them decide whose biscuit is better.
Yeah. Seems like something we would just do anyway.
Right. Maybe just put the biscuits together, make them try the middle of the biscuit.
The squishy center?
Yeah.
I bet my squishy center is better than your squishy center.
Make them get the squishy center of the biscuit out with their tongue.
Mm-hmm. All on camera.
All on camera.
And we'll review it on the next show.
That's right. We won't even tell them who wins during that. That's just random videos.
No, because we win.
Yes.
We're the winners.
We are the winners.
How did we get here?
I don't know. Biscuit talk. It's a great time to be alive.
It is a great time to be alive.
So this is the point of the show to where I randomly ask you, hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What day is it, bud?
I'm so glad you asked me, Colby Whiskey Sapp. Today would be Wednesday. Weird way to spell that, I think. Wednesday, November 8th. God, I've got a kid my youngest kid turns 13 tomorrow.
Really?
I'm old, yeah.
Well, I also have a child that's going to be a birthday in here tomorrow.
Really?
9th.
Yeah. Did we already know this? Don't we have another kids that have the same birthday? I want to say we've had this conversation already this year.
We might have already had this conversation already this year.
Deja vu all over again.
Right. She's the one that doesn't want to be named.
Yeah.
How's it going, Ariana?
And mine somehow has convinced me to let him stay home from school tomorrow because it's his birthday.
Good. I mean, great. So he's Jesus in his birthday?
I guess. Like, he swears I let him do it last year, and I don't remember, so I can't really dispute it, but it doesn't seem like me. But he just wore me down all week. Finally, his mom he got his mom to text me today. And, like, Parker wanted me to text you to ask if he could. I was like, I already decided to let him. I wasn't going to tell him yet, though.
You're going to wake him up in the morning and go, by the way, you have the day off.
I was going to make him get up, shower, and then right before he leaves to go catch the bus, hey, Parker, go back to bed. God, that would suck, wouldn't it?
Man, I'd hate you. I mean, I'd be elated. I'd be elated.
I still haven't told him.
I'd be elated, once I got, it's like, that jerk could let me sleep.
I'll let anybody sleep in my house.
Here's the thing. Once I went to lay back down to, like, get more comfortable and, like, enjoy my day off, I would have been pissed that you didn't let me sleep in the first place, and then I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep.
God, I'd be there. And then I'm going to make him mow the lawn.
On his birthday?
Yeah. He's never mowed the lawn in his life. And I broke the pull string on the mower. I don't know how to fix it.
So what do you do now?
Nothing. That just happened today. I was going to mow today, and it's not even my mower.
Uh-oh.
And I'm sure y'all are listening. By the way, Kenny, I forgot to tell you that I broke the pull string on your mower. But I'm going to try to fix it. How do you fix that?
Just tie another string to it?
Well, it's inside the thing now. Like the half that's connected still, like just.
Well, then you got to take the top off.
That's what I told her, but it didn't work. All right, we'll have to figure that out someday. Colby, this is a day of very weird days of things that I don't understand what the words mean.
Okay.
For instance, to start, what is today? I guess we can do our music again, huh? It is STEM Day.
What?
I don't know, there's no explanation or description. It just says STEM Day.
So like stem cell day?
Well, it's got kids raising their hands in a classroom on the descriptive photo.
So if you know what stem cell or stems,
it's just STEM/STEAM like day. That's it.
If you know what that means, then
let us know, please.
Let us know.
It is also, don't know what this means either, Abbott and Aid Punsters Day.
What about Costello?
Right? Who's on first?
What's on?
Which one of those chicks do you think is Abbott and which one's Costello?
I don't know, but they're...
It says a pun a day keeps the doctor away, so unleash your best or worst puns today. Oh my God, my 17-year-old would be going nuts. He didn't know today was pun day.
I need to call my daughter.
He loves puns.
She loves when I do puns.
Yeah. It is also Cook Something Bold and Pungent Day.
All right.
What's your favorite pungent, funky food to cook?
Oh man, anything with a good funky cheese. Oh yeah, man.
I love smelly cheese.
Some gorgonzola.
Love gorgonzola.
Bust out some yeah, man.
Munster.
Munster's
That's not really
that
pungent,
funky.
is it,
I mean, it's your blue cheese, it's your stuff like that
Rogeford.
that carries the funk. Or,
liverwurst.
Nah, I've had better.
So you guys did the smelly cheese taste thing over the fan not too long ago that you went back up there for. What was the worst cheese y'all had that day?
You know what? There was the one that I got. I could probably take more than a couple of bites of because they were looking for the funkiest stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was, but there was one that they were scared to do because it had the liquid sides on it, where it's like the outside is just the mold, the cheese mold, and then the inside was just like you could put your finger in it and get you off a chew. And that one sent tingles to. It's strange. That one sent tingles to the back of my nose.
I don't remember Hagee doing one. I remember Kevin or Corey doing one, but I don't remember Hagee doing one.
He did one. I don't think it was that bad. Okay. Like he thought it was, but it wasn't.
Like he picked American cheese on the
on
the wheel.
His wheel got
cheese wheel.
The cheese wheel. So,
Colby, it is International Day of Radiology.
Celebration of like Howard Stern and stuff.
I guess getting radiology. Oh man, that's a good one. Wait, I gotta celebrate that one with one of these. Hang on.
I mean, it's pun day. I tried.
No. So go get an X-ray today, whether you need one or not.
Right.
How about National Adam Day? If your name is Adam.
A lot of people.
So like that movie,
Adam.
right?
What movie?
When they're Bladum?
Black Adam?
Yeah, Bladum.
It's not, I mean, nobody's ever put that together like that.
It's also Ashley Day, which, oddly enough, coincidentally enough, is the first name I ever did that with. The blah in front of the name. Blashley.
Okay.
Because at old Firehouse 52, there were two Ashleys that worked there. One was white. They were both smoking hot. They still are.
Uh-huh.
Except one's married now.
Does that make her less hot?
Rest in peace. Yes, very much so.
Okay.
She got fat. So, yeah, it was Ashley and Blashley. And
right.
Everyone knew who I was talking about. Because before that, I was always, well, which Ashley do you mean? White Ashley or black Ashley? So I got tired of saying black Ashley, so I just said Blashley.
All right, then.
She actually made like her Snapchat handle Blashley. So y'all go look her up on the Snap. Her boyfriend might get mad, though.
Right.
So we have Bladum Day and Blashley Day.
Look at us go.
How about National Cappuccino Day?
I'm okay with a cappuccino. I'm all right with it. I don't need one. I'll take coffee instead because I'm trying to do something with the coffee. I need the coffee. I don't need.
I'd rather just have the coffee.
I don't need you to flavor it up too bad. But occasionally, right? Like somebody, like the Christmas that my dad finally got a cappuccino machine. And he made everybody cappuccinos. I was like, This is really good. With like the steamed milk and all that shit that goes into it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. I don't think I'll just sit back and wait for this to happen.
And you got to steam it and everything.
Right.
And then you get your nipple stuck in the steamer thing, and it's just...
Nobody's ever nippled a steamer thing.
I won't say nobody.
Well, I haven't.
It's not all it's cracked up to be, by the way.
All right.
Colby, it is National... We got a lot of names here. Look, I'm going to blow through the names. It's National Christopher Day also.
What's up, Chris?
National Irene Day. National Kyle Day. Why do these people all share a day? Leon? I guess that's the last of the names.
All right.
How about National Dunce Day?
So the stupid get a day.
Why is that?
I mean, I guess...
My name is Jeff.
Actually, I don't know, but I'm glad they do. But do you, when it's National Dunce Day, do you realize that you're the stupid one and go, man, you know what? This is my day?
Well, when you're on the stool in the corner with the triangle hat on, the cone hat,
I'm glad
then,
I'm glad they don't still do that, but some parts of me would wish that schools would still do that. It's
Wait, you think schools actually did that?
In the cartoons, they did. They had to get that from somewhere, right?
Right, it came from somewhere.
Somebody did that at some point.
With the dunce, and it said dunce on the hat.
Yes.
Where's the word dunce come from, I wonder?
I don't want to look it up.
I think it's short for dumbass.
I don't think so.
Oh.
It's probably Latin for stupid.
Latin for idiot?
Yeah.
It's Latin for go sit in the corner with a stupid hat on.
Right. It's kind of funny that the dunce hat kind of reminds me of a KKK robe.
Right? Kind of appropriate.
I'll let that sink in.
Speaking of puns, that's not really a pun.
No, that's just a direct line of
It's,
humor.
it's just a direct line of humor. How about, Colby, it's National Harvey Wallbanger Day.
Never
You ever had a Harvey Wallbanger?
No. What is I've heard this thing, but I've never needed to know.
If you like Galliano, which I can't remember what the flavor is. It's a liqueur, and not very many places have it.
Okay.
It's just vodka, orange juice. It's a screwdriver with Galliano added to it.
Okay. So is there a reason for this name, or is it just because
Couldn't tell you.
The inventor of the drink had a party that made Harvey mad?
And he banged the wall.
No, he was just banging on the wall because the party next door was so loud.
Maybe he banged a chick with the last name Wall.
Right.
I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. By the way, here's a piece of trivia about me. When I started bartending at the age of 17, because I lied and said I was 18 when I wasn't, because you have to be 18 to serve alcohol in Texas.
Uh-huh.
Harvey Wallbanger was the very first mixed drink I ever made. On my very first bar shift. And it was at lunch.
Somebody just
Some dude
needed a wall banger right then.
came in at lunch, ordered 2 chicken breasts.
Uh-huh.
This was at Black Eyed Pea in Carrollton. He ordered 2 chicken breasts, no seasoning, a side of broccoli, no butter, and a Harvey Wallbanger.
He needed all his calories for his drink.
Apparently so.
All right, then.
I'm sure Galliano's not a low-cal drink
No.
or liqueur.
That's the reason why he took all the rest of the calories out of the meal. He's like, nope, drinking the calories.
Colby, it's National Parents as Teachers Day.
Some of you are really good at this.
Some of us are really bad.
Some of you aren't.
I got a kid homeschooling, and he's 17. By the way, funny story today. Or yesterday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, for those of you that don't know, I am co-host of the great J.P. Peterson show on FanStream Sports. That's very Tampa Bay-centric.
Right.
Tampa, St. Pete, all that sports finagling going on down there. And I do it from my house in my bedroom. I got a little studio set up in my bedroom. Well, the wall where my bedroom door is on that behind me, right?
Uh-huh.
The kids know my schedule. The kids know I'm on the air. They can hear me on the air. They know, even before leaving for school, they'll text me, bye, Dad, because they don't come in.
Right.
Well, Ryder is my homeschooler, my 17-year-old. Sometimes when he wakes up, he's not all there.
Uh-huh.
So yesterday morning during the show on full camera, he may have walked right into the room in all his glory.
No.
And his underwear. I mean, he was in underwear. But he's kind of big like me, right? So you can't always see all the underwear.
Oh, dear.
And he took about 3 steps and then realized what was happening and turned around and very slowly walked out.
No!
And I didn't see it. So I guess I wasn't looking at the screen or something, and my phone starts blowing up from people. Who the hell just walked in your room? Someone just walked in your room naked. I got 5 or 6 texts. I was like, well, no one's here. And then one of them froze the thing and took a picture of it and sent it to me. I was like, oh, son of a bitch.
Did you let him know?
I did. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't really care, Dad. I'm sorry. Hope you don't get fired. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm the boss, but
Right.
Colby, it's National Talk Money Day. I mean, It says, wealth is quiet, rich is loud, poor is flashy. Learn more about money here today.
Good.
Huh. All right.
I'm glad.
And then finally, Colby. Oh, I got two more. It's World Pianist Day.
World Pianist?
World Pianist Day.
Okay.
Not to be confused with World Male Genitalia Day.
Right.
Which should be a thing. I bet we run across that one of these days.
It's Happiness Day.
World Pianist Day. And then finally, Colby, something I feel like doesn't get done enough these days. World Town Planning Day.
No, F that. I don't need anybody planning anything.
No?
Because as soon as somebody starts planning something, they suck at it, and then everybody hates the plan.
That's true.
Just let everybody just go do the thing or whatever it is that needs to happen, uncoordinated, so everybody can bitch about it, and then everybody comes up with a plan that they all agree upon. Until that happens, don't let the plan happen.
Let's just not plan anything.
No, and until people get together and decide on the plan.
We don't even have run sheets in front of us because I forgot to take them out of my backpack.
Not that I ever read them.
I know, but I need it.
Okay.
Because I don't know what we do here.
I just start doing things till you tell me to stop.
I know, and you're good at doing that stuff, too.
Pretty much it.
Speaking of stuff like that.
See, I can tell by the music that it's that time to where I go through all the people that are born today, and I make a list of the people I think that are famous enough to make my list, and then I offer them to you guys. And what you guys and Tim and myself are supposed to do is tell us, as we tell you, who we think are the good.
See, now I don't have paper.
And the ugly of this list. So as Tim finds his paper, we will start off with the first person on the list, which I'm going to admit, I don't know who this person is.
Well, then why are you reading it?
I've never listened to any of his tracks or anything like that. He is a rapper.
Rappist.
He's 24 today. And forgive me for not knowing who this is, but his name is Pooh Shiesty. And the fact that his name is that made me go, he's made my list. So 24 years old, Pooh Shiesty. Which, I mean, you should be good with a name like that.
Pooh.
Right? So.
It's related to Pooh Bear?
Right. And that horror movie, the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that's out there, because Winnie the Pooh is public domain. By the way, if you didn't know that was a thing,
Yep.
It's a thing. It's out there. And it's where Winnie the Pooh basically loses his damn mind and just starts killing everybody else, including Christopher Robin.
God, I'm going to watch that.
Passed away in 2021, but it's Bobby Bowden.
Bobby Bowden.
So,
He was pretty good at what he did.
Yeah. And you know what? He was used to just, when you saw him, you knew that good things were happening as far as he was going to do everything. He was a smart and good ball coach, right?
Cheated as much as the rest of them.
Yep. But it was all right when Bobby Bowden did it, because unless you just hated his team.
And a lot of people did. Like,
Right.
I was indifferent towards Florida State back in the day when he was there. But I kind of and I had no connection to Florida State, Bobby Bowden, none of it, as a young college football fan. But for some reason, I liked him. I liked watching him on the sidelines and stuff. Right. And, he was good. And so, yeah, so I always liked him.
If Ryan Reynolds was a football player, well, he'd just look like this guy. Sam Bradford turns 36 years old today.
Do you know, okay, who's the last team you remember him playing for?
Holy crap. Did he play for the Vikings for a little bit?
Probably. I don't think that was the last team, though.
No.
Cardinals.
Really?
Like in 2018, like as recent as 2018, he signed like a huge $30 million deal with the Cardinals.
Wow.
As a free agent from Philadelphia, and played 4 games, and he sucked.
Well, because according to Corey Majors, he had breadsticks for legs.
You know what? That's probably about accurate.
So, So there you are.
And he kind of had Danny White eye, too.
A little bit. But his, one of his original, first pictures in the NFL is him kind of looking up, and he has the Ryan Reynolds-esque, I know what's going on, but also I don't, but also I have this joke in mind.
Yeah.
Look to him, so.
As soon as you mentioned that, I connected them. I'm like, yep, you're absolutely right.
Esther Roll passed away in 1998.
Greatness.
Of course, the greatness of Esther Roll. And she had to be involved in this list.
Yeah, absolutely.
One that didn't have to be involved in this list, but I did anyway, just because who else wears a bandana hat like this permanently all the time, besides most members of Poison?
Yeah.
It's Leif Garrett. Turned 62 years old today.
He's only 62?
Yes, he's only 62.
He's only 10 years older than me. Dude, I thought he was 80. And I remember when he was a teen heartthrob and all that and putting out stupid songs and acting on TV, but I always felt like he was a wannabe Sean Cassidy.
A little bit.
You know,
he was a wannabe a lot of things.
Yeah.
But you know what? He did enough of everything to go ahead and make him a little money.
Yeah, and he was on Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
Had an episode on Scooby-Doo, so that's how you know you've arrived in the 70s.
Damn right. Giancarlo Stanton turns 34 years old today.
Yankees.
Yes.
And before that, the Marlins.
And also just hits baseball real hard. His swing isn't conducive to home runs.
That looks weird.
When you look at it, it's not. It's just he hits the ball so damn hard it has to go out.
Yep.
Because it's not going to come down anytime soon. So there's that. Speaking of, man, she didn't age well. Tara Reid turns 48 years old today.
Dude, speaking of Ryan Reynolds.
At one point, Tara Reid was like, wow, she is so hot. And then 2 days later, she was not.
Like Van Wilder, right?
Right.
That was her pinnacle, right? Her peak.
Yeah, it was like, dude, she is so, wow, what happened?
Yeah, she didn't age well. Like her and Shannon Doherty, I feel like, didn't age. She lasted a little longer than Tara Reid.
Lasted, but, it could have also been her peak was at the end, her actual peak.
Yeah,
she was finally found at that point or whatever. Not giving her, 'cause she gets a lot of, especially that one picture where her boob fell out, and you're like, oh my God, what is that?
I feel like that happened a lot to Tara Reid.
Yeah, but the one that everybody's like, wait, that doesn't look right.
Something's wrong with it.
Is that a boob or
a pancake?
Wait. I am utterly confused. Boob humor. I just threw another pun at you.
You did.
Mm-hmm. So Masashi Kishimoto.
I can't write that down.
Is 49 years old today, and he's the comic book guy that created Naruto. So
you just said a bunch of words that I don't know what the hell any of them meant.
Or Naruto, or however you want to say it. It's an anime.
How old is Masashi Kazuki?
He's 49.
All right.
Kishimoto.
Gotcha.
Parker Posey turns 55 years old today. Had to throw her in there.
That's a chick, right?
It is.
Chicks named Parker always confuse me.
She always had the girl next door look and everything that she was in.
Yeah.
Just wow. And I remember a lot of guys were like, it's Parker Posey. And I was like, she looks like everybody else that's pretty cute and in movies to me.
Yeah. Not ugly by any stretch, but
no, I mean, hot, but
yeah.
There was no thing about her that made
nothing
me go,
stood out.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's related to Sam Posey.
Right.
But no one knows who that is except me.
That's right.
Former race car driver.
I just went along with you. I had no idea. One of my favorite rappers to ever be, his birthday's today. He's turning 52. It's Tech 9.
I'm sorry, what were the words that you just said?
Tech 9.
Tech 9?
Mm-hmm.
So he's 9?
No, he's 52 years old.
And so he's my age and he has a name called Tech 9.
Yes. That's his name.
All right. I'll write it down.
He is amazing.
Okay. I mean, who am I to call people out for weird names?
I mean, you're Your name's got 2 M's and you didn't even think of it yourself. Somebody
Right.
else gave it to you. And you damn bastard, Gordon Ramsay's 57 years old. Fuck off.
He's 57?
Yes. And I'll teach you how to make scrambled eggs.
God, I thought he was older than that.
So,
So I'm kind of coming around on him a little bit.
you should.
I don't like his shows. I don't like the mean guy persona. I don't like making fun of people. I don't like any of that.
Okay.
It hurts my feelings, Colby.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't like watching it. Like so I follow him like on TikTok and
If it's
other
just
social
him,
media.
if it's just him in a kitchen
Dude,
cooking,
he knows his shite.
of course he does.
You ever watch him make a hamburger?
Yes.
It literally, he goes, I'm going to show you. He had a TikTok about it. He's like, I'm going to show you how to make the best hamburger in the world. And it's so simple.
Mm-hmm.
The ingredients are simple, but it's the way he puts it together.
Right.
The way he sears the meat. Like, I've never made one like that, but I want to. Actually, I want him to make it for me.
I am not a scrambled egg guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sunny side up. That's the way I want my eggs. I don't need you to mix them up for me or whatever.
Well, like if you have a breakfast burrito, they're scrambled.
Right. But, I mean, it was simple to me. Just put the eggs in the pan and just start mixing them together.
Yeah.
Right? Until I saw him make scrambled eggs. And I saw the way he did it. And I realized, oh, my God, there's a thing to making good scrambled eggs.
Right.
Like really good scrambled eggs. And so now I mimic that every single way. And every single time I make scrambled eggs. And
he taught you how.
that's the only thing that I took from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So thank you, Gordon Ramsay, for teaching me a better way to make scrambled eggs. So there you go. That's your list for today.
All right, Colby, celebrating Facebook birthdays today. Teresa Sultan Fuss.
What?
It's happy birthday to Teresa Sultan Fuss.
All right. So that's a mad emperor in Egypt.
Probably.
Okay.
My buddy Matt Lowe from down in Burleson, the helicopter pilot. He flies private helicopters overseas. He works with my buddy Scott.
Okay.
That you know, they served over, not in the military, but with a private contractor over in Afghanistan. It's his birthday today. Recent birthdays, since we haven't been on the air in a week. Our buddy Mark McKind. Is that how you say his name? He's a Tolo. I never knew how to say his name.
I just say Mark.
Yeah, hey, Mark. He's a tall dude, too.
Big Ravens
Former
fan.
classmate Alicia Scalise. She used to braid my hair in class.
Not anymore.
Yeah, she couldn't braid it now. She'd be very disappointed. But she was cute. Now her daughter looks literally just like her.
Hey, you know what? My volume's up on my phone.
I'm like, why is Alicia posting pictures of herself from high school but photoshopping current clothes on it? And it was her daughter. It was really weird. And then coming up, Colby, tomorrow we have cinnamon boil.
Okay.
That's not a dish. That's someone's name.
All right. I don't want a cinnamon boil ever. Just.
Cinnamon kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie Buttwood. That's his real name. He's a former classmate of mine.
What's up, Lonnie?
Lonnie Buttwood. Kim Norvell. Carrie Michelle. And then finally, two classmates. Oh, we got a big one next Monday. We won't get to go there yet. So we were in middle school band together. Corbett Bacon.
All right.
He played the tuba. I played the trombone, and we sat next to each other in the back because the trombone section came this way and the tubas came this way.
Your band was in alphabetical order?
And we were ham and bacon. Not making that up. And Karen Blanchard. Happy birthday to Karen. We go way back, Colby, way back.
How many managers have you talked to, Karen? How many managers?
All of them. About me. All right, there's your Facebook birthdays today. Colby, my good. And you know, there's several options here.
I mean, there's a couple.
I got to go with Esther Roll.
That's really not a bad roll to go.
I'm going Esther Roll is my good. My bad. I would go with Nakarimi Hishuhura, but I don't know who he is.
Kishimoto.
And a year ago, I would have gone Gordon Ramsay.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm kind of coming on him.
Gross. You said that, Mark.
Coming around on him.
You really needed to make sure that a round was in there. You really did.
I think I halfway said that on purpose.
Okay.
But now I don't remember. I was laughing at myself too hard. My bad now is going to be Sam Bradford.
All right.
Because he sucked and he went to OU. And Colby, my ugly. I really hate to do this because poor her. Tara Reid.
Oh, man. I was going to try and stay away from that.
Should we investigate Tara Reid while you're going over yours?
Sure. Go ahead and look up Tara Reid now. And see if she's made an image recovery.
Well, it can't be Yasmin Bleeth, right? Oh,
So-
God.
So, you know what? I'm just go ahead and get ready to put that up. My good is, for me, it's got to be Tech 9.
Okay.
He's my good. My bad. You know what? I can't go Sam Bradford for my bad because to be that unable to make it like onto the field and still get that much money from the NFL, I think you did something right.
Okay. You can still be bad at what you did, though.
No, because you got all the money for it.
All right.
So I'm going to go my bad until I look up his music and find out that he's actually good. I'm going to go with Pooh Shiesty just because I've never heard it.
All right.
And there, take that. And my ugly's got to go to, and unless you're about to make me change my mind. Did you find anything to change my mind before I
Yeah. You want to see it now before you announce you're ugly?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Colby. Here is Tara
Tara
Reid.
Reid now.
Now.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
So.
I'm not going to double down with you, even though you showed me that.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right. I'll save it for me.
I mean, she's 48, you know? And,
That's not old, though.
I mean, I'm old. I'm 2 years younger than that.
You're
so-
46, right? It's
Yeah.
not old.
So,
Child.
I'm just going to go with Leaf Garrett. Just going to go with that.
As the ugly?
That's my ugly.
Oh, should we see what Leaf Garrett looks like now?
Well, it's probably going to be with a hat and a bandana. I almost guarantee you that. Nothing is wrong with hats and bandanas. I sported this look a lot, but
Colby.
man, somehow it just looks like, you know, when you're maybe nobody taught you how to wear a bandana properly. A lot of his bandana looks are like, oh, come on, dude.
Well, there's here. We'll see if we can throw this one up there because apparently there's a mugshot involved with this one.
I mean, we know why the bandana is used on older guys, but it's all the Hulk Hogan thing, right? We're covering up something.
You're covering up nothing.
Right. We're covering up the fact that the lack of. We understand.
So here's Leaf Garrett from back in the day,
Okay.
as well as apparently some undated mugshot that you will see why he wears the bandana. And he wore it in most of the pictures. Someone beat the crap out of him.
Oh, no. Hit him right. That was probably the spot right before where the bandana ended.
Well, yeah, because if you look at some of the pictures with him wearing bandanas, dude, he pulls it down over his eyebrows. Like, he goes way low with it now. Like nowadays.
Right. Right. Which, that's pretty much where I put mine because I like to use it to cover up my ears. So. But his face doesn't look right with a bandana on it. Maybe mine doesn't either, and I just didn't ever know it. So.
Well, forever, I only knew you with a bandana.
Right.
I didn't know what you looked like with that. So here's the Leaf Garrett modern day bandana look. Like, I wear it low, but I don't wear it that low.
It looks like to me he didn't know. Nobody's taught him how to properly tie a bandana.
No, it just looks awkward.
It looks like I slapped this on my way out.
Like he threw it on at the last minute. Because he's like, oh, crap, I'm bald.
Oh, crap. Yeah, I need a bandana. Here we go. So there you go. There is the good, bad, and the ugly. By the way, if you had yours, you can send it to us, or you can pretend like this didn't happen. I don't
But a lot of people are trying to do that right now.
I really don't fucking care right now. So.
So it's a break or something.
Coming up next, we have I think it's our sports report. That's normally what we do. So we're going to go over
Cowboys
that.
talk, Colby.
We're going to do a little Cowboys talk, and at some point we've got to talk about the Texas Rangers and all the feels that happened to our Jollies when the baseball thing happened, because we haven't told you our feelings on it yet. That's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs. Right, clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. And you know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today, because Orca Golf is the best choice.
That just
in the
screams.
game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
So I'm trying to figure out how to do things. Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. As I'm pretty sure I've got something working, at least the volume part of it. As I honestly was just sitting here going, I don't know how to turn the effing camera back on now.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby Sapp struggling.
I wasn't struggling. If I could have just done, I could have just kept going with the
You don't
microphone.
need me. Yeah, you don't need me.
It's pretty much fine and dandy. By the way, were you born in a barn? I mean, shit.
I was in a hurry.
Walk over here and close the door myself.
I might have been born in a barn. I don't remember. I wasn't there. Welcome to FanStream Sports here on a Wednesday, our now only night of the week that we do shows. But we give you 3 hours.
Right.
At least for the time being, before we go to more hours on more nights. That is coming, we promise.
Yeah.
It's going to come all over Gordon Ramsay.
Gross.
But for now, you've got us for 3 hours a week, and we are happy to bring it to you. We're going to get to some Cowboys talk. Got a new signing that gives me a huge question mark over my head.
Does it?
Is Mike McCarthy on the hot seat? Why does Dak suck, and why does Tony Pollard in the offensive – did I say Tony?
You did.
I thought I said Troy for a second. Troy Pollard. Yeah, he would suck.
Right.
Tony Pollard, why does he suck?
By the
We'll
way,
talk a little bit about the NFC East race, and then, of course, Cowboys versus Gigantics.
that middle question, by the way,
Yeah.
the one before the Pollard thing,
Mike McCarthy on the hot seat, or why does Dak suck?
Dak does not suck. Did you not see? Okay. They're making progress with the passing part of this offense. I was very.
You want to get
pleased.
into it now?
Sure. Okay, fine. Let's get into that part. before
Dak had the best game maybe of the year for him,
Uh-huh.
and it was still terrible. Statistically, it was great.
Okay.
What, like 29 of 34 for 360 yards and 3 touchdowns? That looks great.
It was a great game, yeah.
Did you see the all 22, especially the ones that other people published about the play on the goal line where they hit Schoonover? By the way, it was a touchdown, okay? It was a touchdown. Everybody knows it was a touchdown.
Right.
In the rub route, right?
Right.
Schoonmaker ran a terrible route that eliminated the rub part of the route because he cut it too short. The defender didn't have to go through anybody to follow him. First of all, that's on Schoonmaker.
Right.
Second of all, that ball should never go to Schoonmaker in that situation. He's a freaking rookie. He's not Jason Witten. He's not Dalton Schultz.
Okay.
It doesn't need to go to him. Third of all, on the right side of the formation where the same exact route was run, it was run perfectly by Brandon Cooks, who didn't have anybody within 10 yards of him in the end zone. Wide open. But Dak never looked over there.
Okay.
And you cannot tell me that Schoonmaker was the first read on that play in that situation. If it was, then the offense is broken. It'll never be good.
I mean, if Dak never looks over there, then you gotta tell me that it wasn't the first read because it looked like it was the first read.
It looked like it, but if that was the first read to Schoonmaker in that situation, then the offense is broken.
Okay. Well, it was a touchdown anyway. It was that was also pass interference, but let's not get into that.
Well, even by definition of a catch, and I know his knee was down, and that's why they called it short, but technically by their definition of a catch that's been rewritten every single year since the catch with Dez, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dean Blandino.
Ass.
Technically, the process of the catch isn't complete until you hit the ground and you maintain control of the ball.
Okay.
By that definition, he was over the goal line. It was a touchdown. Yes, his knee touched down, but the process of the catch wasn't complete yet. So it's either incomplete or it's a touchdown. You can't call him short.
Okay.
So, yes, the NFL's broken too. I still think Dak, and then I'll let you talk. I still think Dak makes terrible decisions in clutch situations of the game. The 2 sacks that he took on that last drive that, knocked him back 20 yards.
Uh-huh.
No, that's not all on Dak. A lot of that's on the offensive line, but he's got to know to get rid of the ball. He's got to see the pressure coming before it comes.
Okay.
He's got to know that he has to get rid of the ball.
Okay.
Is Dak a terrible quarterback? No, he's not a terrible quarterback. I like Dak, but he's not a top 10 quarterback.
For that, everything that you said is pretty accurate until that last part where you said he's not a top 10 quarterback. That's where I'm going to draw my question at because I've watched and you've watched the other quarterbacks in this league. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of good ones when you really break down what they're doing.
Correct.
There's really not. So either we all need to redefine what we define as top 10 quarterbacks and what they are because yes, did Mahomes look better In the early game, a little bit. He also had some pretty bonehead plays that he did.
Correct.
The god of quarterbacks, right? If you go back and you watch and we break down like we do Dak Prescott, every other quarterback in the NFL, we're going to find that we don't think anybody's doing the quarterback job correctly. Even the ones that are doing the quarterback job correctly, we're going to find that. Mm-hmm. But what I want to offer you to guys that are Dak haters, and I understand because you go back and you look at the film and you see, hindsight 2020, what you would have done in that particular situation, right? Because the thing that you're looking at the play that failed. And why did it fail? Well, because he didn't go to the right person. Guess what? You do that with every other quarterback in this league, you're going to see that. You're going to see that unless it's Aaron Rodgers in his heyday where he was making things happen that weren't out there, right? Unless you're looking at a quarterback like that, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, go through the list of the greatness that we've all watched at the quarterback position. They're not out there right now. C.J. Stroud might end up being that. He also might be a flash in the pan. We don't know. Looks really good out there. Looks really good at what they're doing. The gift to quarterbacks that was going to be Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, he's okay. He's not great. He's okay. Now, Dak Prescott with this new offense, I know a lot of people were upset with the ending of that game. I get you. I understand it. It was poor. The game was handed to you on a platter, and you didn't deliver in the end. And we're getting tired of that shit. But what I saw from this offense was they picked up some stuff. They were able to do some things. I'm hoping, because what do we normally get with the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott?
Failure.
Yes, but not right now. The beginning of the season,
right,
with the Dallas Cowboys, what do we get? We get the flash. We get the bang. We get everything is amazing. We don't get any growth throughout the season. We actually get a backwards walking until we limp into where we're going to go. It feels like to me with this team that they haven't hit their stride for this season. So if it's going to happen, it's going to probably happen when we're not used to it happening. Middle to close to the end of the season. If that happens, this up and down season that we're experiencing right now could end up being great. But what I saw from Dak Prescott against the Philadelphia Eagles, I saw some times where I wish he would never try to throw to Michael Gallup ever again.
Yeah, and that's another issue, is his lack of weapons. Okay, and certainly that loss wasn't all on Dak, and I'm not saying that it was. He had, because I was, again, doing play-by-play for the game for SI, the live blog, and I wrote down, I think, 4 drops.
Right.
Lamb had a drop. Gallup had a drop. Pollard had a drop. Cooks had a drop.
Right.
And those are just the ones I can remember. I think the Pollard one and the Cooks one were on third down for a first down. So that doesn't help.
No. And the Gallup one was going to be for a first down. And there was nobody around. Right. And he just dropped it.
Right. Yeah, he was going to be able to run for the first down. He didn't catch it beyond the line. But, every quarterback's dealing with that, though. Like, I feel like receivers on every team are dropping passes.
Yes, this is happening with every team.
And I don't know how you fix it. And now, so let's talk about this. Number one, I don't know why Michael Gallup's on the field. Okay, he's clearly either still hurt or has just lost whatever edge he had. He is not the old Michael Gallup before the knee injury. He's never come back from it. We've got Cooks, who they utilize very little. I don't know that I ever see Dak look at Cooks.
No.
And he's open a lot.
He is probably open a lot.
I don't know why Schoonmaker's even in the game in any critical situation other than to block, and he's not even a great blocker. He's a rookie, okay? He might be great later. Give him some time. Give him some reps in practice. Give him some reps, not on crucial plays, on crucial downs. There's other players that you should throw out there ahead of him that can do everything better than him right now. Your team is not good enough along the offensive line to be playing rookies that can't run a route yet, that are going to confuse Dak on his throws, because the offensive line right now can't protect him enough. So let's talk about Martavis Bryant.
Yep.
Why?
Why not? I mean, why not? Was he 32, 33?
I think he's 30.
All right.
I mean, 7 years ago, he was great when Ben Roethlisberger was throwing him the ball. He hasn't played in, 4 years? He's been out of the league?
Right. And it was because of commissioner and stuff like that. He'd done some things, right?
Yeah. So I have a thought on this, because you're already not utilizing the wide receivers that you have, right? I think Gallup's probably still hurt. The only thing I can think of is why they would go and make this move, because he's going to the practice squad. He's not going to the active roster immediately. He's got to get in football shape.
Right.
I wonder if there's an injury to somebody we don't know about that the Cowboys are anticipating some missed time in the wide receiver room.
Well, it's not Cooks. It's not CD.
Nope.
It could be Gallup.
It's got to be Gallup. It's not Tolbert.
No, even though I'd like to see him more out there. Please.
I don't understand why Schoonmakers get playing time over Ferguson. But there's lots of questions everywhere. As far as the offensive line goes, Brian Broaddus made some things, reminded everybody of some things today on G-Bag Nation. This is an entirely different offensive line scheme than you had last year when they were so good.
Right.
You've lost Joe Philbin, your offensive line coach from last year.
Right.
Was it Matt Scolari or something? I can't remember the dude's name.
I don't know. Curvature of the spine.
Yeah. Matt Scoliosis,
Mm-hmm.
who apparently is nobody's happy within the building. The players don't like him, and apparently he can't coach the offensive line because all of the progress that Tyler Biadasz made last year, because he looked good last year.
He did look good last year.
He has regressed 1,000% this year. Plus, you have the injury to Steele, who's literally still recovering. Plus, you still have, don't forget, Tony Pollard broke his freaking leg last year.
This is true.
And he's recovering from that. So you want to look at the run game failures? Go look at your new offensive line coach, his lack of ability to coach, and your injuries to your number one running back who's never been a number one running back, and he's coming off of a broken leg.
With that knowledge being put right back into my brain, I remember the last time we went through an offensive line coach that nobody liked. Midway through the season, he got canned.
Yep.
And they brought in ex-offensive lineman to be the
Mark Colombo?
Mark Colombo.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everything got immediately better. Like, immediately better.
And then they didn't keep Colombo.
No.
He went to New York.
So, go ahead, because I know how much sway that the offensive linemen that are there, Zach Martin, those guys, have with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
If scoliosis doesn't get this thing, upright, and it still looks like it's hunching and not trying, go ahead and get ready for him to be gone here pretty quick.
If McCarthy will pull the trigger and do something like that midseason.
I don't think it's McCarthy's decision.
It should be. He's the head coach.
I don't think it is.
Who, by the way, is coaching for his job. Don't think he's not.
I don't. And by the way, if the defense keeps giving up this many points, it's not DQ's job for the taking.
No.
It's not.
That's not a given anymore.
No. Because the offense, I mean, if you look at what the offense did this last game, they scored enough. They should have beat Philly.
Mm-hmm.
It should have. And you can lay, offensive, game plan. You can look at the offensive line. You can look at the running game. You can look at whatever you want to. You put up enough points. And really, there wasn't a single turnover by the defense. This go get the football defense, there wasn't. Because if there was, then I don't even think you're trying that hard at the end.
It doesn't work against good teams. Against bad teams, like they'll probably get 3 takeaways against the Giants on Sunday.
Right.
But against the good teams, you can't. I mean, look at the performance against Philly. Not a bad performance, but not enough to win. I believe you got out-coached. And by the way, this isn't on our run sheet, but Mike McCarthy's lack of game awareness and clock management is driving me effing crazy.
That's with every coach that's ever been a coach for this team or your team that you choose.
Yeah, it's a pandemic around the league that coaches cannot manage the clock anymore at the end of the half or at the end of the game when you need time. There are coaches that carry all 3 timeouts into the room at the end of the game, and they lost by 3.
No, that's true. But I've often heard, and this from McCarthy and other coaches, that there is an actual time management coach in their ear.
Supposed to be. Not every team has one.
I know the Dallas Cowboys have one.
Oh, do they?
Yes, they do.
Do you know who it is?
I don't know who it is, but I've heard Mike McCarthy mention time management coach
Well, then he needs to be fired.
in his ear.
Because your head coach in Dallas' situation is calling plays. He's got his mind on what are we playing, what are we calling next? What are we running 3 plays from now? Where do we need to be on this? Are we in 4-down territory, 3-down territory? He doesn't have time to worry about, do I need to call a timeout now? Should I wait till after this play? He should have somebody in his ear. Coach, there's 2:08 left. If you want to call a timeout before the 2-minute warning, do it now.
Right.
And, I know it used to be a thing, but I haven't heard about it in forever.
No, the Cowboys have one.
God, I could ask Fish who that is.
The Cowboys have one because Mike McCarthy has mentioned that in a press conference, probably mid-cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
By the way, that's not a shot. That's just he looks like a guy that enjoys a really good cheeseburger every once in a while.
He also is a guy that looks a lot better with a beard than without a beard.
Well, he's got to get his playoff beard going.
Yeah.
He's going to get his playoff beard going.
Well, he won't need it for very long at the rate they're going.
Well, at the rate they're going, what will they be, 10-6 in another?
No, they'll make the playoffs.
Right.
And you'll have a first-round wild card road game probably against, like, New Orleans or Atlanta in the winner of the South, or maybe Detroit.
Which you'll win that game, so.
I don't know about that.
Man, pick up your sad sack a little bit.
I don't think you beat Detroit.
Yeah,
You'll beat New Orleans or Atlanta, whoever wins the South.
Detroit will be ready to go bite ankles, but they'll forget about football.
Man, no more faith in Dan Campbell, huh?
No, I have plenty of faith that just the team looks like every once in a while they just forget about football.
By the way, I wrote down 9 quarterbacks off the top of my head here. I want you to tell me if you think they're better than Dak.
Okay, go ahead.
And I won't argue with you, okay, on any of these. These are just ones that I thought of off the top of my head when you were going on and on and on.
Okay.
Of course, Patrick Mahomes.
He's better than Dak. I don't know about this year right now.
Well, I'm talking about like right now today. Like as of today.
As of today.
Like based on this year, how they're playing, take into account whatever you want.
All right, I'm just going to take into account how they're playing. Patrick Mahomes has not played like neither has Dak. Patrick Mahomes is still better. So
Tua.
Let's go with that. I don't think he's a better quarterback than Dak. I think he has better weapons, but I would take Dak over Tua.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts has upped his game. Right now, Jalen Hurts is better than Dak.
Josh Allen.
Not better than Dak.
I kind of agree because I'm off the Josh Allen bandwagon because, dude, he's just sometimes he reminds me of Dak. Sometimes he's just bad, and he was supposed to be great. Trevor Lawrence.
No, he's not better than Dak.
Really?
I think he's good.
Oh wow, I would disagree with that one.
Okay.
Brock Purdy.
I think the kryptonite's been found on old Brock Purdy.
Man, is it him or is it the whole team? It kind of goes hand in hand probably since he's the quarterback.
Right. As of what you're seeing right now.
No.
Yes. No, Dak Prescott.
Lamar Jackson.
I love Lamar Jackson's game.
I just wish he'd quit fumbling the ball.
This is true.
Do you know how many fumbles he has this year? Through, of course, I cover the shameless plug, RavenCountry.com. If you're a Ravens fan. Through 9 games, he has 11 fumbles.
Okay, well, that should tell you right now. I guess Dak Prescott's playing better than Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson's game, though.
C.J. Stroud.
Right now, C.J.'s better.
Yeah, we'll see if it continues.
Right.
And those are the ones that I just listed off the top of my head. that I was thinking about.
So the one that you had the disagreement with me on is Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I would say Trevor Lawrence hands down is better than Dak Prescott right now.
Okay.
I mean, and obviously Patrick Mahomes, but all the other ones, I mean, you could make an argument.
Yeah.
You know, C.J. Stroud's in his first year. Who knows if that'll continue? And, you know, Lamar.
I mean, he looked amazing. I picked him up in fantasy.
Stroud?
Yeah.
Nobody had him in fantasy?
No, he's still out there.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well, good for you then for picking him up. Let's get into the NFC East race, Colby.
Okay.
As now your Cowboys stand 2 games record-wise behind Philly, but also now with the tiebreaker, so technically 2.5 games.
Right. Which you'll beat Philly when they come to Dallas. So.
You're sure of that?
Yeah.
So you'll get at least the 1 game back from them?
Right. And also they're going to lose their next game.
Philly is?
Yeah. Dallas beat them up pretty good.
Who do they play? I'm trying to find out.
I don't even know. I'm just throwing it out there.
So, you know, you just picked the Cowboys to go, what, 10-7?
Right.
Which means, of course, they're not going to win the NFC East at 10-7 for sure.
Well, I said if you duplicate what you've done, which I also said in my rant that I feel like that they're going to get their legs some point this season, and it's not now.
So here's the Eagles' remaining schedule. Just tell me right now if you think win or loss. Kansas City.
Loss.
At Kansas City.
Loss.
Home against Buffalo.
Loss.
Really?
Yep.
You got them losing 2 in a row.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to write these down. So you got a loss. At home against San Francisco.
That'd probably be a win there.
At Dallas.
Loss.
At Seattle.
There's a win for them.
At home against the Giants.
That's like a win and a half.
It only counts as 1, though.
Okay.
And then at home against Arizona. That'll be Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that's still a win probably.
You think? Trying to talk you out of it. At New York Giants to end the season.
That's a win. It's the Giants.
So you've got the Eagles, who are right now 8-1, finishing 5-3. So 13-4.
Uh-huh.
Dallas has remaining games. Of course, they're at 5-3 right now. So Dallas plays, of course, against the Gigantics.
That's a win.
You got that as a win.
Mm-hmm.
At Carolina.
Give me that as a win.
Wow, I disagree with that. Mm-hmm. At home against Washington.
That's a win.
At home against Seattle.
But that's at home, so give me the W.
Okay. At home against Philly.
Already said that was a win.
Oh wait, where am I going?
You've called them.
Oh no, so the first game I said that was the one I already played. Sorry, so we'll take that win off. Okay, yeah. So next game is Giants. You said win.
Uh-huh.
At Carolina, you said win.
Uh-huh.
Washington win.
Yep.
At Seattle.
You said at Seattle?
It's at Seattle, yeah.
Okay. That could be an L.
So you say L?
Could be, yeah.
And then at home versus Philly.
Win.
At Buffalo.
At Buffalo. That sucks.
In middle of December.
That's probably a loss.
At Miami.
It's late enough in the season, too. It could be concussed.
Right?
Crap. Go ahead and put that as an L.
And then at Washington.
At what? That's a win.
To end the season. All right, so you've got Dallas going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 to finish the season.
Wow.
So we're talking, we missed a game somewhere.
Yeah, you missed the Detroit game. That's a win.
Oh, the Detroit. So okay. So 5-3.
Yeah.
We're still only at 10-6. Okay, but either way, they're going to be behind the the Eagles, right? So they're not going to win the division.
No.
Which means, by the way, we'll have a first-time repeat NFC East champion since 2004.
That's the other thing. That's not going to happen, right?
History dictates that it won't happen, right?
So.
Oh, man, what if Hurts goes down for the season?
Don't make him get Hurts.
I'm not going to make him. I just said, what if he does?
Okay. As long as everybody knows that we're not trying to make somebody, get injured.
Well, I mean, I don't want him to die.
I don't want to, you know what? No, don't get hurt. Just,
Suck?
Just start playing bad.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, though.
I mean, anything can happen if you believe hard enough, Tim.
Did you learn that watching?
I learned that watching you.
Learn it from you, okay?
Learn it from watching you. If anybody remembers that damn commercial, you're too old.
You're old like us.
Yo.
Thanks, Nancy Reagan, for that commercial, by the way.
Appreciate it.
That's part of Just Say No. But anyway, yeah, so the Cowboys are not going to win the division. Probably go into there'll be a wild card team, right?
Yep.
And I don't know how do they figure out who plays who? Like, even if the wild card team has the better record than the division winner, they still play on the road, right?
I hope they play the hottest team at the beginning of the season in the wild card round. That just ended up slipping back that far.
Like, that hadn't won a game in a while, but they still won their division.
Right.
I just want to play the winner of the NFC South. Because you're going to get either Tampa Bay, Atlanta, or New Orleans.
What if it ends up being like the San Francisco 49ers and you win that game? They were so hot coming out, and all of a sudden they fell apart.
Well, they're going to win their division.
So you end up...
Actually, you know what?
You end up playing the 49ers in the first round, and you beat them.
Do you know where that NFC West is right now? Two leaders at the top at 5-3, Seattle and San Francisco.
Right. So you end up beating them.
And they still have 2 games against each other.
Right. And then you go up against, somebody like, I don't know, not the 49ers.
Is this your dream scenario for the playoffs?
Yeah.
To save Mike McCarthy's job?
You end up somehow going up against, I don't know, pick a team after that.
The Eagles.
No.
You're saving them for the NFC Championship
game. Got to go the Eagles for the NFC Championship game.
I don't know, the Lions. They'll probably be there.
All right, so you go up against the Lions. Everybody's hot picked and thought they were going to be great. You go up against the Lions and you beat them. And then you go up against your rivals in the game that go to the championship and you beat them in the last-second heroics. Maybe like a Game 7. And then you end up against a team that nobody expected to be in the Super Bowl, but you end up beating them handily. And you follow what the Texas Rangers did.
Man, you've got
a seesaw season with some greatness in there, and then you just catch fire in the playoffs, Tim.
You got some crazy dreams, Colby. By the way, did you hear Joe and Troy in their? I forgot what game they were doing over the weekend.
They were defeated as hell doing it?
No, but they were talking about the Lions. That might have been a Lions game.
They were defeated as hell doing it. It was both of them. They're always defeated as hell doing games.
I love freaking watching them, dude. There is no one better. I love Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, but, dude, entertainment value, give me Joe and Troy.
I'm Joe Buck. Troy Aikman will be along in a minute as I go through. I'm trying to describe what this game is. So, Troy, well, I'm...
And he's right there immediately as the camera pans out. He's already there.
These two teams are... I don't even fucking care. Somebody pay me. I'm high as shit.
So they were talking about the Lions, and Joe's like, so, Troy, you realize the Lions' last playoff win was against Cowboys in 91. And he's like, they were showing it on the screen at the time. Whatever, January, whatever, 1991. And Troy was like, hey, I didn't play in that game. I think that was like one of his concussions or something. He goes, look, in all fairness, I didn't play in that game, but I'm ready for them to beat somebody because I'm tired of being the answer to a trivia question. I don't blame him. I remember that.
And then Joe's like, yeah, but we have footage of you actually playing in that game, Troy.
That was funny. No wonder he couldn't remember. He was concussed.
I don't remember playing in that game. Thank you very much.
As he's getting clocked by Spillman or somebody.
Just, even when Troy's excited, he's still not excited.
He kind of just grins. And he's like,
Well, that's a great player right there, I tell you. How did I end up sounding like Norm Macdonald?
God, he's so great, dude. Man. By the way, for those of you not aware, we do have a couple of new shows on the network we can break at right now.
Oh, yeah.
As exclusive.
Mike Fisher
with the Fish Report, the Dallas Cowboys Fish Report. He is at the Star each and every day. He is your Dallas Cowboys insider, and he is now part of FanStream Sports over at fanstreamsports.com. Twice a day, his fish at 6 in the morning, and then we call it Fish for Breakfast. And then he does fish at 6 in the evenings. Twice a day, Monday through Friday. They both go up immediately following the live broadcast on his YouTube channel as a podcast form. So go to FanStream Sports and subscribe to that.
By the way, that means that we just became the answer to the trivia question. We did. The question is often asked on Facebook. Where's Fish?
Where's Fish? He's right here.
We got the Fish.
He's at fanstreamsports.com. And then also, Colby, one we're very proud. Not that we're not proud of Fish.
Of course. Always proud of Fish.
The great Dallas-Fort Worth radio veteran, Mr. Norm Hitzkiss, is now part of the FanStream Sports family.
Yes, he is.
With his podcast, Just Wondering with Norm Hitzkiss. As he gives you one topic every day, it's up like at 1 in the morning. So when you wake up every weekday morning, it'll be there waiting for you at fanstreamsports.com. He does like 8 to 10 minutes is all. It's a quick hit. It's not always sports like today. I believe his topic was, what's up with the weird car ads now?
Which is
like car commercials.
Which is great. So if you've needed your little bit of Norm every day, like you've been used to, you're pretty much sports radio listening the whole time. Need a little bit of Norm? Then come over to FanStream Sports, check it out. By the way, download the app because you'll find all of this on there, cycling through. You can just leave that thing on. So FanStream Sports app, either for your Google Play and or your iPhone situation, go ahead and kick that over. Download that, and it will get all your stuff. It'll get you Fish. It'll get you us. It'll get you everything. By the way, if you're a college fan, it'll get you a little Scott Hamilton in there too. But so, look, we've got you covered. We got the Norm to the outrageous. By the way, that's got to be our new slogan.
To us.
Yeah.
We're the outrageous, right?
I mean, pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean, we're not Joe and Troy.
No.
We're better.
Yeah, we're not always tired about what we're talking about.
We should do a show dressed up as Troy, and I want to be Troy, though. You can be Joe.
So I can be Joe.
I'll be Fat Troy. If you're with me on the weekends, you're getting ice cream.
I'm Colby Sapp. Tim will be along in a moment.
You got to start opening the show like that. I'm literally right here next to you the whole time. Tim will be along in a minute. Hey, Tim.
I want to talk about some things that just you and me on this camera right now. I don't know why I'm yelling, but I am because I'm Joe Buck, and this is my normal voice. Can you imagine him answering the phone? Hello, I'm Joe Buck.
Joe here. We'll be back after this.
All right, so you just did a natural segue. Is it time?
It is.
It is time. All right, so coming up next, we do our picks against the spread with Big Red or not.
He's here.
We'll find out. Also, might add the coin in. I don't know. F it.
Big Red likes penis.
We might do all of that, but that's all coming up. Plus, some more Texas Rangers talk. We got to get into that. So that's next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? It means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCarTim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour-grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com, that's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in-game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show on a Wednesday here in sunny North Dallas from the FanStream Sports Studios. What up? Colby Sapp is here alongside. I'm Joe Buck. Colby will be along later. Hi, Colby.
I just like to say I don't really like the game we're calling right now. I'm tired of football, but I get paid to talk about it, so.
One ice cream.
I
Get real.
like wings.
I do like wings, Colby. On our phone now, Grego, we are joined by the late, the great. Well, he's not late.
No.
He was on time. We were late. The great, one and only original co-host of the Drunk Sports Podcast.
Don't count out the A's.
And the fake Grego himself. It is Big Red. Hello, Big Red.
Let's talk about them boobs, darling.
Woo! Casually sexting.
Oh, hey, whoa. That was uncalled for.
Hey.
Big Red, I have a question for you, though, before we get started.
Hit it.
What is felching?
Stop.
You have to describe it with the crowd around you right now exactly what it is.
Out loud.
No, we're not talking about felching.
We will later privately.
By the way, don't look that up. Just don't.
Yes,
No, do it. Everyone look it up right now.
Don't look that up or blue waffles.
And I have to look that up.
But no, you don't. No, you don't.
No, do not. Do not.
Actually, we're telling you. Do not.
Especially don't look it up and hit images. Don't.
No, something.
No.
Oh, those are cameras as
No.
well. That's right.
Yeah.
No, we're not using it. Just leave it. It's fine.
Okay.
Everybody go look up Blue Waffles and send the Texas pics on the studio text line 214-937-0569.
I'm not opening the text line now.
It's on your phone.
No.
I'm not. I will leave my phone closed.
Send us some
That was
food.
Colby's number, right? Though that was Colby's cell number.
Yeah,
that you just gave out.
That's his private line.
Absolutely. Sybil will love that.
She will.
She will. We should give out her number.
She will never look at my phone ever again. Ever.
Especially if Blue Waffles that will taint her forever. No pun intended.
Whoa. Now we're talking about taints?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's close. It's real close.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's real close to a taint.
I got to find somebody to Blue Waffle with me.
No, you don't. Stop it.
Stop.
Stop. You're stupid right now.
Big Red, what's Heidi and Hillary doing right now?
Not.
Heidi and Hillary aren't here, but Chloe's fixing to go to work here. So
Is she really? My Chloe
Yes,
from
she
the
is.
family restaurant?
Yes, she
The
is.
ambiguously named family restaurant. That's what the name of the restaurant is.
Yes.
Wow.
She is.
All right. She's still single?
No, she hasn't been single since you met her.
Oh, wait. Was she not single when I met her?
No, she was not.
Well, she acted like she was single.
Well, I mean,
Was that out loud?
you can talk.
Do you realize your microphone is on?
Oh, Chloe.
All right.
Tell her I said hi.
We got things
I will.
to do.
All right. So as we get into our Week 10 picks against her spread.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey.
I didn't say her name. Good God, what is happening at the bar right now?
Somebody.
Everything.
So leading the way is the coin.
Of course it is.
The coin leads at 43 points. Next is Big Red at 40. I'm at 35. Colby is at 34.
Woo, close. Tracking you guys down.
We have 40. We have 5. Yeah, 40. We have 5 games here. I guess I should pull a coin up too, huh? We have 5 games to pick as we do each and every week. All 3 primetime games, the Cowboys game, and a random NFC East game. By the way, we have a record for the largest spread of any game since we've been doing this. And it's the Cowboys and Giants.
Oh.
So when we get to that game, you will see what that spread, as she described it, is.
Gotcha.
That largest spread sounds like one of my ex-wives.
Yeah, I was about to agree with you.
Okay.
The first game we are picking is the Thursday night game. We have the Panthers plus 3.5 at the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
With a 38.5 point total, which means, Colby, you're in last place, so you pick first. You have the honors, Your Honor.
All right. Well, first, how much? A 38-point total?
38.5.
38.5. It's still going to be gross. Still give me the under. I don't think they're going to score very much. And I don't really like either one of these teams. I know I'm supposed to think the Panthers are okay.
They're not.
No, they're not.
They just won their first game.
Give me the Bears.
Colby has Chicago and the under. Big Red, you're next.
So we're going from worst to first.
Yeah, that's how.
You're not first. Oh wait, no, I guess I'm next. Never mind. You're second. You're second to worst. I can't count right now. I also have the Chicago's, but I have the over. I think Jim McMahon's going to throw Willie Gault like 200 yards and probably at least 4 touchdowns.
All right, then.
Well, Jim McMahon is not playing, and neither is Justin Fields. It's some no name that's playing. So I'm going to go with.
He's not a no name. He's a Tyler Badgett.
I am going with the Panthers and the under.
All right, then.
You do realize that the Panthers have a midget playing quarterback, right?
Well, I mean, so is Doug Flutie, so there you have that.
He's way shorter than Doug Flutie, sir.
I don't know about all that.
All right, which brings us to our leader in the clubhouse, the coin, Colby. First of all, coin heads is Panthers, tails is Bears.
Right.
Bears.
Oh, it's got the Panthers. It's got the Panthers. Heads is over, tails is under, Colby. Here we go.
Heads.
Damn, over. Carolina over is the coin. Next game. The Washington Commandos plus 6.5 at the Seattle Sea Chickens with a 44.5 point total.
At Seattle, give me Seattle. And also, go ahead and give me that over.
Wow. Seattle in the over. I'm going Commanders. And I'm going under.
All right.
Big redness.
Well, Tim, you're going to hate this, but since I am Commando, I'm going Commandos and the under.
You're gonna hate the fact that he's.
Is it okay for me to keep casually sexting? So you have Washington and the under?
Yeah, I do.
Damn it. Screw me.
Yeah, so we're both screwed.
We're twinsies. All right, Mr. President, George Washington. Heads is Commanders, tails is Sea Chickens. Oh.
It's Seattle.
It is Seattle. Heads is over, tails is the under. Man, Seattle in the under.
All right, dude.
By the way, through 2 weeks the coin went 9-1, or through what? Yeah, 2 weeks the coin went 17-3. And we're all different than the coin right here.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football, 7:20 p.m. Central Time on NBC, and the worst television announcing crew, studio crew in the history of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mind Is it Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth? That's who does it, right? Or do they only do prime games?
No, the broadcast itself is fine. It's the studio that's awful.
No, the studio's terrible with Jason Garrett and whoever else is in there.
Yeah.
So
it's a shame that the son Sims is much better than his father.
No, I like Chris Sims.
But he is.
Yeah, he is. He's good.
He's much better than his father.
Well, I feel like Phil was good back in the day, right? Like he sort of fell off a little bit after he came on Gordon Ramsay.
Gross.
It is the Jets on Sunday Night Football, minus 1.5 at the Raiders with a total of 36.5.
The Jets at the Raiders. That's a gross game. I feel like I want to turn the TV off. But
Jason Garrett.
Give me the Raiders and give me the under, whatever it is.
I have the Raiders, and I have the over.
Okay.
I don't even know who's
Well,
playing.
I'm going to tell you this, boys. Here's what's not going to happen. The Raiders are not going to fucking cover because I'm taking the Raiders and I'm taking the under. So, Colby, we are rude.
Yeah, so you're just screwing everybody. Don't mark that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's my job. That's my job.
Everybody?
Hey, yeah. That's why never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Fish had hold of my nipple.
All right.
Yes, it did.
All right, the coin. Heads is Jets, tails is Raiders.
Tails, Raiders.
And then heads is over, tails is under.
Tails, under.
Y'all might be there. Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all might have some luck there.
So we got the coin with us.
Monday Night Football, we have the Broncos at the Bills. The Broncos are plus 7.5 at the Bills with a 46.5 point total. Yikes.
I don't know if they
gross.
I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take the Bills.
Buffalo in the under. I am taking the Broncos.
That's just as gross.
And the over.
How do you think that's going to happen?
I don't.
Well, Tim, you're definitely not going to like this because I believe that the Broncos have found their stride, and Danger Russ may have figured something out. So I am taking the Broncos, and I am taking the over.
Well, see, I don't think that Russ is any good still, and I think they're going to win in spite of Russell Wilson.
All I'm saying is they figured something out, and I don't think that Russ is as good as he was at Seattle, but they've figured something out, and the Broncos offense has figured something out, and they're going to move the ball. They're going to cover, and we will take the over. Absolutely. 7.5 points, babe.
I mean, all right, we'll take it. The coin, Colby. Heads Broncos, tails Bills.
It's got the Bills.
It's got the Bills. Heads is over, tails is under.
And the under.
Buffalo in the under, just like Colby.
That's right. I'm following the coin.
Damn,
the coin's
Gina.
following me.
Yeah, the coin's following you because you're going first. All right, final game that we're picking and here we go. Here's our record-setting game as we have.
I almost died a little bit ago. It's your turn, I guess.
I got all Gordon Ramsay'd up here.
Oh, dear.
The New York Giants plus 16.5.
Ha!
At the Dallas Cowboys with a 38.5 point total.
Wow.
16.5 in an NFL game.
Yes.
What the hell?
So I don't have to say this out loud. You should just go ahead and mark it down.
Still?
Still.
All right, Colby's got Dallas.
And the over.
Wow.
You're going to hate me.
I've got the Giants, and I've got the over.
Okay.
Well, I think we have a repeat of earlier in the year, and I think the Cowboys hang at least a 40 burger on them, and it may be a shutout, so I'm taking the Cowboys and the over.
Dallas and the over. So did you guys see that you can bet on the Cowboys to shut out the Giants again, but the shutout's only at plus 300? And the not shutout's like minus 1,500 or something? It's ridiculous odds.
Wow.
Yeah, so. All right, what does the coin say? The coin says heads is New York, tails is Dallas. Ooh.
It's got the Giants.
It does. Giants. Heads is over, tails is under. Ooh.
And the under. It went opposite me.
Opposite you and halfway me. Wow. That is some groundbreaking stuff right there, boys, with the coin. So, yeah, we'll check that out. You guys have fun watching football this weekend and have fun watching the Giants cover that 16.5 against the Cowboys. Maybe how great would it be? Not really great, but how appropriate would it be for the Giants to beat Dallas?
It wouldn't be appropriate just because of how bad the Giants are.
But
bad.
it would fall right into the script. So you know what could happen. But yeah, boys, I gotta jump. Take care of yourselves, love each other, and hey, make somebody smile. You know I love you.
We've been making you smile all night. Hey, make sure you watch this on video later. I think you'll like what you see on the screen.
All right, baby. I love y'all. Y'all be good.
There he goes, Big Red.
Fish had hold of my nipple.
Big Red.
Big Red.
Give it to me, Lance.
I forgot I had that one.
Push.
So yeah, there's your
mother's
picks.
gonna be sore for the next week.
Yeah, probably.
Uh-huh.
That makes me uncomfortable every time I play it.
So as we segue here and catch a little bit, this is now time for us to do a little basking, just a little bit. We're also going to talk about some off-season moves for your Texas Rangers, but I needed to get it. We haven't had an opportunity.
We haven't been on the air yet.
To bask in the run and the greatness and kind of talk about our experience with the Texas Rangers and the World Series. And I'm going to be honest, throughout this whole damn thing, when it started and you went into Game 7 against the Houston Astros, it was one of those things to where watching the game, at first I had all of the stomach acid ready to rock and roll, and then that's the moment that it just left. I felt like that was the World Series.
Yeah.
In that moment, I knew you still had to go finish the fight and all of that, but it felt like at that moment that was the thing that really just set the bar, set everything over the top, and it was like the rest of it was gravy. That was amazing. That Game 7 where you just there was no chance that you weren't winning that game. You just crushed them in their yard. But then moving on to the Arizona Diamondbacks, that Game 1 of that series. That Game 1 to where you were losing and then the emotions let out by Corey Seager after that home run to where that the shot of him, he's got the bat and he's just mouth open and you know that's just a victory roar that hardly ever happens from Corey Seager.
He never shows emotion.
That right there was the moment that I knew for a fact that your Texas Rangers were going to win this World Series right there. It's just a matter of time. That was, because it was at home and you still got this victory. You pulled that victory out of your ass.
Yeah.
Is what you did. And then the Adolis send everybody home and wave and all of that. That was it. I knew that the wrecking ball that the Texas Rangers are, that was happening. But fast forward through the series to you were getting no hit in Game 5. And then the floodgates opened. And after that Simeon home run, I knew that there was no turning back, that this was the night that I was going to be able to enjoy for the first time ever myself as a fan, my team winning the World Series. And I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I didn't know what to yell. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I really didn't know. I was flooded with every emotion in the book. I didn't know what to do. It wasn't climactic. It wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
It was a foregone conclusion to the final out.
Mm-hmm.
But
which I think I liked that better.
Yeah. You knew it.
Yeah.
You knew it. Even if you were scared to vocalize it, your brain knew.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You didn't want to jinx it.
Yeah, you don't want to jinx it and talk about it.
Right. But you knew. And I'm going to tell you right out, as far as an emotional relief, as far as just everything just being like, oh my God, we are the champions in baseball. The Texas Rangers, the team that throughout most of my life, whenever I was talking baseball with any other group, any other fandom whatsoever,
Mm-hmm.
like I ended up in a different city and then the baseball conversation happened. And I would say I'm a Texas Rangers fan. They would ultimately look at me like, oh, you don't, like almost like I didn't cheer for a real baseball team. Right?
Right.
That was kind of the feeling that I got. And to get a damn lifetime of that and then to be like, this year, my team is better than every other team in MLB.
And it's not close.
It's not close. Was something that, quite frankly, is hard for me to describe. Was it as great of a moment as the Mavs beating the Heat? For me, no, because everybody hated the Heat, right? I actually felt kind of sad for the Diamondbacks because they went through their own road of destiny.
Right.
I didn't want them to win it, but I was like, oh, well, I mean, they're a good team. They're a young team. As John Smoltz told us time and time and time again how great they were. I really started to dislike John Smoltz throughout this thing, by the way.
A lot of people did. It never bothered me.
But it wasn't the same, but it was just as sweet, if not sweeter, because for me, I was a Texas Rangers fan long before I was a Dallas Mavericks fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was amazing. But the other thing that I'll say this, and I'll toss it to you. This might be a downer to toss it to you on. The only thing that kind of got me was because of Bally's, because of this team really just getting formed together. Did I have favorites on this team? Yes. But was it like when, where there was Elvis and those guys and got to know them for a few years, or even back in the old days when it was Juan Gonzalez and those guys?
Long tenured players,
yes,
that worked for it for a long time.
Where you were rooting for and just cheering and hoping to see them at the mountaintop. It wasn't quite the same. Like seeing Dirk after being a fan of Dirk for so long, and then seeing him finally, after hearing all the smack talk about Dirk, how he's a soft Euro, and every broadcast talking about that, and how much total qualification of greatness was happening there. Yeah, that wasn't the same, but it's the fact that the T was on the helm, was on the cap.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So that's a few of my random scattered thoughts as I try to put things together and offer them to you as what was going through my brain when that happened. But Tim?
Yeah. A lot of the same. I watched a lot of the Astros series at Tailgaters at the local bar up the street from my house. Not the one where we used to do the show, but at Lebanon and 423. Shout out to Logan and Bailey, my favorite bartenders, and the crowd of very tight-knit regulars that are in there.
Right.
Watched a lot of the Astros series, including Game 7, and watched a lot of the World Series there at the bar. But in what I thought was going to be the clinching game, I decided to stay home and watch it.
Okay.
Mainly because Game 6 of 2011, when I thought we were going to win it, and I say we because I feel like I'm one of them now.
Right.
I never said that before. But, and I can remember when David Freese hit the triple in Game 6, me laying on my stomach on my big oversized ottoman in the living room watching the game and feeling deflated. Then Josh hit the home run, and now we're back up. And I'm like, okay, cool, I can breathe again. And I had all these flashbacks that game. And then the ball off the wall that Nelly was a good 3.5 feet away from catching.
Right.
And all of those emotions watching that game, I was having flashbacks in my head. So I wanted to watch it from home, but I'd made sure, and I'm not really superstitious, but I was watching it in my bedroom, wasn't watching the living room, and I don't have that ottoman anymore. That went with her. She can have it. But I made it a point to not lay on my bed on my stomach facing the TV in the same exact position I was back then watching it on the ottoman.
Okay.
I made the conscious effort to not do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting at my desk, in my desk chair, turned around, facing my TV. Eli was in there with me because he knew, he's not a huge sports guy, but he knows big moments.
Right.
And he's heard me talk about it the whole playoffs. So he wanted to make sure he was in there with me, just to see it. And he stayed in there with me, brought me drinks so I didn't have to leave the room and leave the TV. I mean, he was so sweet. But at no point during that game did I ever think they were going to lose.
Right.
I had all of the confidence that it was going to happen. And then when it did happen, like you said, it was a little anticlimactic on a strike 3 looking. There wasn't even a swing to celebrate, right?
Right.
And there was this split second of in between the time the ball hits the mitt and the dot turns red on the screen, like you knew it was a strike. It was a great pitch, by the way.
Yes.
In between the time you see that and hear that, and the umpire goes, strike 3! Like there was a split second. I swear my heart stopped before I heard it,
Right.
And then I didn't say anything. I just looked at Eli, and I'm about to cry right now talking about it. I looked at Eli, and I was like, oh, my God, they did it. He was like, you okay, Dad? I'm like, no. And I did. I'm about to do it right now. I sports cried. I did, dude, and I just let it out. And then all the emotions from 2010, from 2011, just came back. And I'm like, you know what? Everything's okay now. I don't even care about David Freese in 2011.
No.
Screw the Cardinals. I'm done with it. And it's funny because, you talk about talking to people, oh, you're a Rangers fan. What have they ever done? right? And I experience that all the time. And it's funny because even hanging out at the bar, watching with people that were just there not to watch the game, they don't know anything about the Rangers' history because they're insignificant to everybody from other towns. And they're like, have they ever even been to a World Series? They didn't know. And of course I got to, well, yeah, kind of.
Right. Actually, was that 2 of them?
I went to 2 of them in a row, should have won the first one, or should have won the second one, but the first one they got beat. But, all of that came back, and it's funny. So we were just talking about Norm Hitzkus having a show now. He did an interview with Eric Nadel, the voice of the Texas Rangers for, I don't know, since 1979, 78.
Right.
And one of the questions he asked him when we posted it up on our YouTube channel as a short about his feelings now about Game 6 in 2011. He said, now do you think, Eric, you can go back and watch Game 6 objectively now? And he got a little bit emotional even now in his answer. He said, you know what? People have told me that was to them, that was the most exciting and best baseball game they have ever seen. He goes, and I've never been able to go back and watch because thinking about it, it's a gut punch.
Right.
He goes, but you know what? Now I'm going to do it. I'm okay now. It's past. It's in the past. We're better than that now. He goes, and I look forward to enjoying that game just like any other game I go back and watch.
I'm still not going to go do that.
I'm still not going to watch it.
I'm still not going to go do that.
What's funny was I was putting that short together, and I was trying to find video of that game to put underneath the video of Norm and Eric. And every time I would see David Freese up at the plate, I was like, nope, click on a different one. I ended up using one of David Freese anyway, but that was tough, man. It's still tough to think about.
Yeah, no, I don't ever want to go back there, but you don't have to go back there when you talk about Texas Rangers and World Series anymore.
Nope.
Because of, well, thank God for Corey Seager.
Right.
I mean, that's just flipping amazing. And walking into this, now we've said this multiple times during the season when the ups and downs were happening, that I didn't feel, and I'll admit to being wrong, and I'm so happy that I was, that this was the season that was your Texas Rangers season of record. I didn't feel like that was this season.
Right.
I felt like they were on the way. I felt like they had some things building. I felt like that the ownership finally has gotten to, and they've shown, building up to this season, that they finally got it together. And, they've got the good mix of young guys coming up and they're spending money.
Yeah.
They're doing all of the things right. They're making trades, they're spending money, and they're drafting well.
Yeah.
You have to do all those to make a champion. Somebody go tell the Dallas Cowboys that, by the way, that you have to do all of those things. But they're doing it, and I just felt like that here pretty quick we were going to be able to do this World Series dance. I didn't think it was this year. So with that being in mind,
did you see the stat, by the way? The Dallas is one of, I think, just now 3 cities to have a championship in the 4 major sports since 1995.
Wow.
New York and L.A., the other 2.
That's actually good. That's really good. It's
So
really, really, really good.
There's where you sit, Dallas, within your sports landscape. Obviously Dallas, the Cowboys being the one in 95, but, of course, the Stars in 99, Mavericks in 2011. God, we almost had the Mavericks and Rangers in 2011.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I couldn't imagine. Because during that 2011, when you won and you beat the Heat, I damn near went through my TV in a celebration.
Yeah.
Just damn near went through it. That was more. I drank a lot during that thing too, so
we all did.
But I will say this: I was a funny little tidbit before we get into the future of the Texas Rangers. So during the Astros series, most of the games I spent with a headset on our game chat, but we were watching the game, and it was me and it was G. And a few other guys in there at the same time. Sometimes, we'd pop a game in for a little bit, but we'd still be watching the game. We would just be playing video games too to try and relieve some of the tension or whatever. But what was happening is that because of the way I was watching it and the way G was watching it, he was like 5 or 7 seconds ahead of me.
Oh, no. That's the worst.
And when I noticed it is because he was, a lot of times he was muted, and then he would pop in later and be like, man, did you see that? And I'd just seen it. And I was like, yeah, that was amazing or whatever, right? But when I noticed it was when the Rangers started to make their comeback against Houston on the road.
Yeah.
Is when I really noticed it, right? And so I was like, wait, I can't mention this because it's been working this whole time.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
So I spent, game 6 and 7 of the Houston Astros series and the whole World Series with him going, yes, yes, and then me going, okay, cool, that happened.
And you knew it. You knew something happened.
I knew it. Or like, okay, the Simeon home run. The Simeon home run.
Yeah.
How it went for me was I'm watching Simeon come up to bat. I'm watching, there's this, there's that. And all of a sudden, there's not a pitch being thrown on my screen. And I go, and G's like, that's how you hit a baseball, Simeon. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. And he's just going nuts.
And you're like, wait for it.
And then I watched the ball go out, and I'm like, oh, that was really cool. And the World Series call, Spores struck him out. Before it happens, we won the World Series!
Oh, no.
We won the World. And then I get to watch it. But you know what? I didn't change it because it felt like me doing that helped.
Yeah.
So
it worked.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's incredible. What an incredible experience. And that'll be one of those things I go back and, you always make fun of me for going back and watching old games.
Right.
That I already know what happened, but that's going to be one that I watch for a long time. As far as off-season moves and things that we hope happen, I think the biggest thing I want to happen, regardless of any free agent that's outside looking in or re-signing of your own, I want Jordan Montgomery back.
Okay.
I think he's number one. I know Ohtani's out there.
He's probably going to be a Dodger, but okay.
And I know Clayton Kershaw's out there.
Right.
Would like to come home to possibly end his career.
Be nice.
Don't think you're going to get Montgomery, Kershaw, and Ohtani.
Well, I mean, Ohtani wouldn't be for pitching just yet. It'd be...
No, but I mean, just as far as money goes, right? As far as...
I don't know. Ray Davis looked like he was the happiest Skeletor I've ever seen.
How great was that to watch him at the parade and at the celebration on the field?
He's so excited. He wants more of those.
He does before he goes. Maybe we need to set up a lunch between Ray Davis and Jerry Jones.
Hey, remember when you used to be this happy, Jerry?
Now I know how you felt. Do you remember?
Yeah.
But so all the reports that we're seeing, and I've seen them for a little bit, and I sort of squashed down any emotions about it, is that Ohtani wants to be in Texas.
Yes.
Which I find hard to believe, because you would think Dodgers, Mariners, right?
Well, okay, you would think
just because of the culture thing.
Just because of the culture thing, yeah, you would think that, but the Texas Rangers were actually like one of his first picks coming over. It just didn't quite work out.
Well, and Yu Darvish has a lot to do with that because he spoke very highly of the way he was treated by the Rangers.
Right.
With the cultural thing and all of that. So, that probably goes a long way for a fellow countryman and everything. And another thing, a big thing from what I'm hearing that he would like to be in Texas is because, yes, while Texas, they're new to the championship thing, they did just, of course, win the championship, which see what happens when you win a championship. People want to come play for you.
Right.
But, Ohtani is a unique player. Not just because of the culture thing, but as a player, he's unique, pitching, hitting, and he's really good at both. A lot of these guys don't want to be treated the same as some of the underlings playing around them. They kind of want some special not in a bad way. I'm not saying that, an egotistical way, but hey, if I want to take a day off and I don't feel like taking batting practice one day because I'm not feeling it, I kind of want to be catered to in that regard. Well, that's exactly what the Rangers have done with Seager this year.
Mm-hmm.
Seager sort of sets his own schedule, and the Rangers are cool with that for that type of player.
Right.
Not in a situation where it gets in the way of the other players or anything like that. So Ohtani, that precedent has been set, and Ohtani has seen that here with the organization. So there's a level of comfort there, I think, with that for him. Now, everything I'm seeing, there's reports out there that Ohtani and Kershaw could come to Texas. Now, if that happens, Montgomery is surely out. You're not getting that. That would be the price of doing business with those two. Is you're probably going to lose Montgomery. By the way, early predictions are to the Phillies, who just lost out in the NLCS, of course.
Right.
But those are look. I would like to have Jordan Montgomery back. Look what he did for us in the postseason. But if I can't, if we go get Ohtani and Kershaw, I would gladly wave goodbye to Jordan Montgomery.
So your starting rotation looks like it'd be what? Scherzer, Evaldi, whichever one.
Yeah, whoever's number one.
Right. And then
Kershaw.
And
you got DeGrom coming back later in the year.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? And then in 2 years, you'd have Ohtani pitching too.
Right. Somewhere, of course, and then, of course, Scherzer's probably gone out of that in the 2 years. By then. Yeah. But that's okay. You've got Jack Leiter now ready to figure shit out.
Chris Young swears he's found it.
He does. He does.
You know what? Who am I to doubt Chris Young?
No, you can't doubt that man. But then you've got probably going to end up, I don't want to do this. I love Leody Taveras, but he's probably being traded away.
Probably.
Because Wyatt Langford needs a place to play.
Wyatt Langford is ready to come up. He's waiting.
And we've said this multiple times, but he looks like a damn Trout starter kid.
Gotta agree with that.
What he looks like. So just get ready for that guy. That's what I've been mentioning about when I said I didn't know if this was the Rangers' year, because looking at what the Rangers have coming down the pipe, and then having a team like they do with a manager like they do, who, by the way, kind of assured everybody, like, by the way, y'all want to do this again? Because, Bochy won the World Series. Maybe it's time to just walk away. Did my thing. This is cool.
How great was that when he said that?
Said, y'all want to do this some more?
God.
That's just yes. And not even talk. I mean, you've got another year for Carter to get out there and do his thing.
Can you imagine him and Langford together in the lineup with Seager, Simeon, Garcia, Young? Yeah, I mean, we're just going all up and down the roster here.
Right now, and by the way, he will get fixed. Right now, it looks like your hole in your lineup is your first baseman who was
Low.
like your only guy that could hit the baseball for a little bit.
Yeah, Low.
And he's going nowhere.
No.
And he'll catch back up to the fastball again.
And now that we know literally money is no object.
Yes.
It's fun to watch baseball.
I've seen the debate, was this a built team or a bought team? I don't care.
What's the difference?
Don't care. Champion.
Look at the freaking, what was it, the 03 or the 97 Marlins?
Right.
Or the 03 Marlins. I forget which one. They went and signed all these one-year deal free agents to go win the – I think Pudge was on that team.
Yes.
To go win the – and they did.
They did.
And everybody criticized him for a couple of years, but you know what? The criticism stopped and you still have a World Series.
Yes.
The Astros cheated their way to a World Series. They still have a World Series. I don't care.
Don't.
And then finally, to wrap up Rangers talk here before we get into Colby's mystery shotgun, one of the things that I saw that was very telling and very interesting about where this team is, where this organization is if you pay attention, because I read this and then I went back and watched a bunch because I didn't catch it the first time. Right after the game, at the parade, in between, since the parade, every single time a player is interviewed and asks about how did you get here, what did you do to make yourself better, blah, the first thing every single player said was we did it all together.
Yes.
I couldn't have done it without these guys. This is the best team I've ever been on. We're the closest team I've ever been a part of. Every single player credited his teammates first before he even commented about anything else. You know where that comes from? Bruce Bochy.
The up top. Yep.
And Chris Young. Mm-hmm. That's what they teach. That's what they preach. Chris Young knew Bruce Bochy. He played for Bruce Bochy. As soon as he took over as GM, he knew he wanted Bruce Bochy. And Bruce Bochy said, I wouldn't have come out of retirement for anybody other than Chris. So there you go. Look what happens when you hire the right people. Pretty good.
You get a sports cry out of it.
I'm about to do it again, Colby. Jesus, save me.
Yes. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. Got a lot of things to get into with the MCU as the DCU is not really making a whole lot of noise, which kind of scares me a little bit. Been waiting to see some things from that side of the comic book movie world, but we do have some things to get into with the MCU, and I will get into them right now as things are leaking all over the place on the interwebs about the Marvels coming up, and people have already seen this movie, even though I think it's Friday is when this movie comes out.
I believe that's the premiere, yeah.
So, but things are leaking all over the place about this movie, and we already have a Rotten Tomatoes score that's out there.
Oh, no.
55%. So that's not rotten.
That's not bad for Rotten Tomatoes, right?
I mean, you can get a lot higher than that. That's right in the middle. But I'm actually okay with this because let me let y'all in just a little bit. When Rotten Tomatoes gives, a lot of these movies that are supposed to be for the comic book movie nerd guy, right? But when they're saying it's a great movie, it ends up being a great movie, but it ends up being a little bit farther than the actual material goes for it.
Right.
And kind of stretches out to try and grab the average guy, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But at some point, the movies have to be, for now that we've grabbed you and we've pulled you into the comic book movie realm, we need you to come along to some of these stories that aren't the highest marker, but there are some that we love.
Sure.
So some of the times I'm like, you know what? I don't care that critics don't think this is what does it serve the product well for me? Does it make what was on the panels come alive on the screen? And if it does, I'm probably going to like it more than your average just film critic that are just looking at it just as a film, right? So I'm okay with that score. It's not like a shitty 13% or 20% or whatever. It's got enough people going, you know what? I liked it to make me go, all right, cool. The other thing that's leaking online. And
wait, do you have a reference like what other Marvel movies premiered with Rotten Tomatoes at? Like just out of curiosity. Remember?
Not off the top of my head.
I just wondered if they were like normally low like that, or if some of them
not normally low.
Okay.
No, like Guardians of the Galaxy was high. Those ones that that you look at and go, man, that's a really good movie, and you can tell people, hey, go look at this one. And most of those were really good. And you can kind of tell. Some of them totally disagree with, and a lot of it has to do with some of the DC movies that I loved. That they're like, no, this was trash. And then you have like Wonder Woman, what they loved, and of course everybody else did too.
Right.
So, but one of the things that's leaking out there is, and I don't know if I should spoil this for you guys or not, but it is exciting.
Do it.
And, okay, I'll tell you this. If you don't want to know what the post-credit scene for the Marvels is, then close your ears, turn the volume down, and I'll get this over real quick. There might be a beast that shows up in the post-credit scene. So that would be from your X-Men. And it would be played by the guy that played Beast in the original X-Men movies.
Fraser Crane?
That'd be Fraser Crane.
Wow, Kelsey Grammer.
So they dug him up and put blue fur on him again.
Hey, he's doing a new Fraser now.
He is.
That got rebooted.
So So that's that. The other thing that's being spoiled out there is the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts, but I won't get into that just yet.
What is the Thunderbolts?
The Thunderbolts is...
I keep thinking Thundercats.
Right. Lino, Panthro,
yeah,
Chitara
that's what I was thinking.
Runs
I was like,
out there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, that's not it. You can come back now. Go ahead and come back now.
Yeah.
The spoiler's over. So the Thunderbolts, but I'll get back to the Marvels in a second. The Thunderbolts is kind of your Suicide Squad for Marvel.
Oh, okay. I think you explained that to me.
But it's not quite that in this movie form. It's your also-rans. It's your guys that were like, oh, that person was pretty cool. Like not the other Black Widow.
Right.
She's like the lead of this. Then you have Bucky Barnes, and you have the other Captain America. He's going to be a part of the Thunderbolts. Okay. You've got that crowd.
Wait, when you say the other Captain America, Falcon or the other dude?
The guy that took over for a little bit for Cap.
Okay.
Who's now, I guess, what is that? He was U.S. agent. Anyway.
Right. The blonde dude.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yes. So he's going to be in that as well, along with a couple other people that have been, either villains that were, mistaken as villains or whatever, that kind of gathered together to be the Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Which is also going to give you your new Thunderbolt Ross, which is Harrison Ford, because the original actor passed away. And he will, through this movie, turn into the Red Hulk. So you're going to have
Who
that.
was the original actor?
Original actor was, crap. If you hadn't asked me, I'd have probably been
able
able to
to
tell
look
you. Crap. Now, wish that I had his name. What
was he? The original what?
The Thunderbolt Ross. Thaddeus Ross, that guy, the guy in the picture.
Oh, that's he died?
Yes.
William Hurt.
Yes.
Did I know he died?
Well, you do now.
Stay hard, William Hurt.
So.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
Last year.
So because of his passing, by the way, he didn't look good in the Black Widow movie.
Right.
He didn't look great. So you kind of knew maybe. But also that was some of the, they were trying to look, because he ends up getting some kind of disease, and the only cure for it is to go ahead and take the Red Hulk serum
yeah.
that they've been working through She-Hulk and everything else, taking the Hulk blood and all that stuff. And basically that's that. I've waved my hands too much for this episode.
Jazz hands.
But so you have the Thunderbolts coming up, but the fact that the other leak was something we've all been waiting on is leading into Secret Wars. And here comes the great news of the evening, as the was off is now back on, as Marvel realized that they need a big splash for the Secret Wars, and there's no other big splash that they can go to. Chris Evans is already coming back as Captain America. I told you that
right
a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Well, he can't get any work as an actor doing anything else.
So he's coming back as Captain America during the Secret Wars movie.
Just kidding, by the way.
Which, well, some of this will be led by Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire's characters, Spider-Man and Wolverine, will be the leaders in this. But confirmed, back again to do this thing. I told you he was coming, then I had to tell you, looks like it's done, not coming. Well, through some things that haven't worked out for old Marvel, and they're like, man, we need that splash. RDJ is coming back as Iron Man.
Wait, I have something for that.
And you will see him in the Secret Wars. I've told you, yes, he was coming, but then Kevin Feige and the guys, they all thought, you know what, we're doing good enough that we don't have to go down that road. Now?
I think you do.
Now they're like, wait, no, we may need that. So it doesn't look like money's any object to make sure that this happens, because that was really how RDJ said it was going to be. So he's won it, and we've all won, as Iron Man will be back. Now, it may be just for this 2-movie run, but
I take it.
He'll be back, and you will see him in that role one more time. So, Captain America, all that, yes, they'll be there, and Tony Stark will be there, and probably to hand the reins permanently over to the new person that's going to be doing the Iron Man.
It's going to be a
stuff.
chick.
Could be Ironheart.
Why would they not throw Pepper Potts in there and just let her do it?
Yeah, because of her stinky vagina candle.
God, so gross.
And plus they have a little bit dedicated to Ironheart, the character, already. So more than likely that's going to be one of your items to check off on the list. So there you go. That's where Marvel's heading with all of this is, yes, Iron Man, Captain Marvel. You're going to have everybody back. And apparently we're going to see X-Men rather sooner than later. So
like how much sooner?
Well, I can't tell you how much sooner, because then I would have to tell you spoiler again and say the whole thing. Never mind.
No spoilers.
That's your Mystery Shotgun, everybody.
Very good, Colby.
Woo!
That was a lot of information in a little package right there.
You know what?
I like my little package.
Well, we went really far on our Texas Rangers talk. So
we did.
I was like, man, you know what? Let me try and get this all in here pretty quickly.
I mean, you still had 4 minutes until we were ready to move on. You even had more time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're all good, man. That's why you look at a run sheet and then you look at the clock.
I don't.
See, that's
I
the way
don't
we
do
go.
these things. I do it by feel.
I work so hard in the 48 seconds it takes me to put these run sheets together, you know. But let's get into a little bit of college football talk.
Oh, crap. I could have went farther.
Yep, you could have. Tried to tell you. But we're doing Longhorns.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to get too much into the whole Michigan thing, because that's really, number one, my opinion about the Michigan thing is, yes, obviously they've cheated in so many different ways, upside down, sideways, inside out.
Right.
And this thing goes really, really deep. If you think Jim Harbaugh is not involved in it like he's saying, then you don't know anything about Jim Harbaugh or college football. What's going to happen with it? Probably nothing.
Oh, that's about what I think.
Probably nothing, because really the only fair thing, I know a lot of people want Harbaugh suspended, so what, big whoopee. They have to vacate wins. To me, that's the only appropriate punishment for the program, and it's not fair to the kids, but you know what? Life's not fair. Vacate the wins. Vacate every single win.
Okay.
Then you know what? You don't win the Big Ten. You don't make the college football playoff. And the Big Ten as a conference will lose about $33 million for making the college football playoff.
Okay.
So why would the Big Ten sanction themselves and cost themselves whatever, $40 million, whatever it is? There's no governing body to do this. You would think it's the NCAA. The NCAA is powerless. It is a powerless organization that doesn't even need to exist. So there is no governing body in college football except for the conferences themselves. And why would they sanction themselves? To lose money. It's not going to happen. That's why this whole thing's a big pile of turd. So that said, let's talk some college football.
Woo!
Colby, I don't think we've even been on since the college football playoff rankings have come out. Wait, this is the top 25. That's not what I asked for. Of course, in your AP top 25 that nobody cares about after the college football playoff rankings come out. Why didn't we get that? Hang on, let me go find that.
Yeah, why don't you go find the thing that we care about, not the thing that we don't care about?
That's what I typed in.
Well, that's not what you got. So
God, Google sucks.
Get it together, Google.
So your Texas Longhorns, though, have you heard anything about when Ewers is coming back? Because I haven't.
I have not heard anything. He needs to hurry up because we haven't really looked great at the quarterback position since he's left, and nobody's going to give Arch a shot.
No, he's not playing this year.
No.
And that was never the plan for him to play this year. Okay, here are your college football playoff rankings. As your AP number one, of course, is Georgia, but that is not the case in the playoff. You've got number one, Ohio State, which to me is interesting. I feel like they played a really soft schedule this year. We've talked about the Big Ten not being very strong. Of course, Ohio State in the Big Ten. I just don't think their level of competition has been great. Yes, they've dominated some of those games. They looked a little sketchy early, but it is what it is. Somebody's got to be number one. You know what? You can say the same thing for Georgia. Their schedule's been a little sketchy this year too, and they have not looked like the dominant team that they have been recently in recent years. Then you've got the cheaters, Michigan at number 3. Maybe the only legit team you have in the top 4 right now, Florida State, and they're out of the ACC. So if you're a fan of the ACC, good for you. I do think Florida State is really, really good. I've watched some of their games.
By the way, Ewers day-to-day.
Okay.
He's moved up to day-to-day.
So we don't know really what's going to happen with Ewers. We'll get into some Texas talk here. Texas number 7, by the way, in your college football playoff rankings. If they were doing the 12-team playoff today or this year, here are your 12 teams. Starting at number 12, Oregon State, Louisville, Penn State, Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas, Oregon, Washington, Florida State, Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State. That's pretty interesting to me.
That is really interesting.
Like, that's really, really interesting to me.
I'd be super excited to watch the whole damn thing.
Like, I'd love to see Oregon State take on. Well, let's see. The top 4 have buys, right? And that's how they're doing that.
I believe so.
In
yes.
the first round. So you're talking Oregon State against Washington, which we just saw.
Right.
Tennessee against Oregon. Texas against. No, wait. I'm going the wrong way.
Well, yes.
I did. So yeah, Oregon State and Washington. Oregon and Louisville. Right? And then Texas, Penn State, that'd be a good one. Alabama and Ole Miss. Alabama's going to cream Ole Miss.
Gross.
Kind of like I creamed Gordon Ramsay earlier in the show.
Yeah, kind of.
Today is the Cream Gordon Ramsay show.
Go ahead and title it.
For whatever that's worth. I creamed Gordon Ramsay. That's what we should call the episode. See how many views we get.
No.
From Gordon Ramsay.
Just call it the Gordon Creamery.
So, yeah, I'll be excited when the 12-team playoff starts next year. I guess it's next year, right, when they're doing that. When Texas and Oklahoma are failing over in the SEC. Well, Oklahoma will be. Texas probably won't be. Because A&M may have a new head coach by then. Good God. Let's get into the Longhorns, Colby. Again, we mentioned they're number 7 in the playoff. 3 remaining games. By the way, how did Texas lose to OU? I know it's Texas OU, and it's a rivalry game, and the records don't matter, but
right,
especially this year, it just seems crazy.
Well, it does, but again, you just answered your own question right there. And as soon as it happened, I thought, well, in the Big 12, title game, it's going to be Texas and Oklahoma again, and Texas will get their win and validation and whatever like that. So
I don't know if Oklahoma's going to be in the title game this year.
I don't know if it is either. I mean, I think
they just lose to Kansas or something.
They lost. They lost to. Didn't they lose to Kansas State and Texas won against Kansas State?
Annihilated them.
Well, we didn't annihilate them. It was like 33-30.
That's an annihilation. Kansas. They lost to Kansas and Oklahoma State.
Okay.
In consecutive weeks, by the way, at the end of the season. That's not a good look for rankings.
No. It's not.
But Texas has remaining games against TCU, Iowa State, and Texas Tech. There's 3 wins, right? I don't think you need Quinn Ewers the rest of the season.
You don't. And hopefully Malik gets a little bit. There's been some with Malik out there. He's been great, and then he has. I guess I got to rename it to the Malik Murphy Quarter of Doom.
He has one of those every game.
He's got one of those to where it's like, you look amazing. You look nothing like the guy that was here those first 2 quarters at all. What the hell happened?
I feel like we've experienced a little bit of that as Cowboys fans.
So, yeah, we have. There's been I don't know if at this level, because it literally looks like Superman went and just changed back into Clark Kent and then ran back on the field.
Put the glasses on and. Hey, I'm here. I'm the man of steel.
I'm the man of taking notes.
I'm the man of balsa.
Balsa.
As far as our Aggies go, Colby,
Yours.
Our Aggies, oh, my God. You know, if you guys are Aggies fans, make sure you're checking out the Aggies Daily Blitz over at fanstreamsports.com. I'm not doing them every day. I'm doing them post-game, pre-game, sometimes mid-game. And lately, my post-game is pretty much just consisted of Fire Jimbo.
Okay.
Fire Jimbo, that's the show. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
I mean, I'd love for you guys to just keep him forever.
I bet you would. Yeah, the honeymoon's far over at this point. I did a little story over at allaggies.com on the Jimbo Fisher saga. And a lot of media outlets now are, of course, putting him in the number one hot seat in the country.
As well he should be.
Oh, for sure. You know, regardless of his buyout, which is over $70 million this year.
That's college football. Who needs money?
But here's the deal. The Aggies have it. Just go pay it. Just be done with it. It was a bad hire. It looked okay the first 3 years, including the COVID year when he went 9-1.
Right.
Finished at number 4 in the country and got left out of the college football, or 5, got left out of the playoffs. But, buddy, they're not good. And they may have the best talent in the country on the roster. I mean, arguably, they're full of talent. The coaching staff can't coach them. They're not getting what they need to get out of the players. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's NIL, it's because the players, they don't need to play. They're making – that's true of every school, and other school has good players. Florida State's got good players. Notre Dame's got good players. Ohio State's got good players. Michigan's got good players. It has nothing to do with NIL. Y'all need to get off that because it's not going away.
No, it's not.
I think it makes the game better, I'm telling you. I'm a fan of it. Does it need to be maybe regulated a little bit more? Sure. But you know what? It is what it is. So
I mean, maybe pay higher for better job on the field. Do stuff like that with the NIL money.
Yeah,
just
bonuses.
Just go straight forward. Stop dicking around and be like, you win, I give you a lot of money. You lose, you have to give me some.
You got to give some back from the last time we gave you money.
Let it work
awesome.
like that.
They can do that in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, right?
Quarterback contracts should be structured that way.
Just on win-loss records?
Well, just performance. You know, have them set out this much money for so many yards, touchdown passes or runs, whatever. Interceptions, you lose 10, 15 grand.
No, you know what?
Or it had to be more, right? Like
you know,
$1 million.
I'm okay with what you just said, except for I think I would just be like, look, you don't get paid if you lose, but you get a whole ass load of money every game you win. So if you would just want one ass load money, then just win one game. But if you want the entire baby got back money, then you've got to win every game.
Can you imagine the Arizona Cardinals not getting paid any money for all their losses?
Right.
But the one game you did win was against the Dallas Cowboys.
Right, so it paid a lot.
You guys all made like $400 million this year for that one win.
You got that one win. Congratulations. We're really excited about it.
The rest of you sucked against all the other teams.
Right.
So, yeah, just whatever. But the Aggies, 5-4. They've got 3 chances to get bowl eligible. By the way, they have not made a bowl game in the last 3. Well, they did 3 years ago, but they couldn't go because they didn't have any players because they're all sick. The last 2 seasons, not involved in bowl activity. They've got 3 chances, Colby. You get Mississippi State next week at home.
Oh.
You're going to lose that game.
Probably.
I feel like the ghost of Mike Leach is going to help along the and Mississippi State's not very good either, but they're going to beat the Aggies at Kyle Field. This is probably the game where they will become bowl eligible, Colby. Abilene Christian.
That's you know what?
At Kyle Field, of course.
Yeah, that's you can go ahead and probably pencil that in as a W. I wouldn't say put it in marker or pen or anything permanent.
Maybe erasable pen.
Right.
Like we had back in school.
Erase mates.
Yes. Paper mate, right?
Mate.
The pen with an eraser. God, those were like wonders of creation back when I was in school. Like, how do these work?
Right. Until you like went to scratch the ink with your fingernail and realized it came off that like that too.
With anything, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, then of course you finish the season against LSU in Death Valley. You know, LSU's number 19. They're better than the Aggies. Mississippi State is better than the Aggies. I don't know anything about Abilene Christian. They might be better than the Aggies.
They might be.
I don't even know what conference they play in.
Probably the SWAC.
Are they SWAC, you think? don't even know what conferences exist outside of the power conferences.
Speaking
One of those is going away, too.
Right. Speaking of the Papermate pens, did you ever take somebody's Papermate pen and put the real pen in their Papermate?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Then they go to try and erase, and it wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, because they look the same. You just change the cap on them, and they have no idea. Oh, yeah.
That's good times.
I want to say I did that to my mom. I wonder if my mom hated me.
I mean, I could probably tell you why.
Oh, no wonder I drove her to an early grave, Colby.
Oh, dear.
It's all my fault.
Wow. This is really dark really quick.
She was fine until I came along. She shouldn't have been old when she had me, though. That's her fault.
Okay. All right.
That was my dad's fault.
Yeah. Stop pumping my mom.
Y'all don't even like each other.
Don't mark that.
I'm so marking that. I got to put some sound effects behind it, too. Stop pumping my mom. That's going to be up there with my second favorite Gerber drop, right?
Brandon still screwed my mom.
I like other guys.
Oh, Gerber. So, yeah, college football almost over. My Saturdays are about to free up again. Thank God.
Yes.
And I can't wait for the playoffs.
You'll just move over to more hockey and more bitching about basketball existing.
Well, I mean, if the Mavericks are going to keep being good.
Yeah. Yes, they are going to keep being good.
Are they?
I think so.
They still need a coach.
I don't think so.
Did Jason Kidd figure it out?
Here's a couple of things that I've noticed that I think can actually transfer not only during the streak, but throughout the season and back into the playoffs when they make it there.
Okay.
Number one, Luka is concentrating on playing defense.
That seems unlikely to me, but that's amazing if he is.
He is. Like, actual concentrated effort on how he plays defense. Now, it's appreciably better than any other time I've seen him play defense. It's noticeable. That's number one. Number two, that Lively kid looks like he's got something. Like more than what you thought when they drafted him, because he's fitting into this thing and this role is very set and he's doing some work. But the other thing that you'll start to notice is something that you didn't notice with the Mavericks last season after you acquired Kyrie Irving, is that when Luka and Kyrie are on the court at the same time, there wasn't a whole lot of fluidity to anything going on.
Yeah, they didn't look like they'd ever played basketball together
There was no cohesion.
Yeah.
They know what roles they've got, and there is cohesion with this Mavericks unit. The guys that are running through the lineup right now, and Tim Hardaway Jr. coming off the bench is a spark that you need because he knows his role now.
Yeah.
I come off the bench, Tim equals buckets. That's what I do.
Long buckets, like his daddy.
And so with his role being what it is, with what you're seeing from these players, I think this is something that can carry on throughout the season. Are you going to have lulls? Are you going to have some losing streaks? Are you going to – yes, everybody has those. It's a long-ass season. But this is something that can carry over into the playoffs? Yes, because there's a lot of it has to do with what you're doing defensively. You're bringing that back. Hopefully that's the message that they were missing.
Right.
Because it looks like it's there. So your Dallas Mavericks look like that this thing looks better than anybody could have said they thought this thing was going to look when the season started.
Well, I predicted in the offseason they'd miss the playoffs this year. And it still may very well happen. But if everything you're saying is correct, they're already better than they were last year.
Yes.
Especially after the trade. So
no, they're already better than what they were last year. What they look like is a team with a mission, a goal, and a set of plans that they're following. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So, and also with the way, with the free agent signings and all of that kind of look like they're meshing into this damn thing, you're already starting to get a little bit more faith in that front office for what they've put together and what you see on the court right now. I think your only loss was the fact that you had to go to Denver and play Denver. And they're just Denver.
Yeah, they're a steamroller, right? Like,
yeah.
By the way, they're on right now against Golden State, up 26-21. By the way, you like my music interlude here?
I'm not sure if I do or not.
You know what it is, though, right? My name is Luca.
Oh.
You know this song? You know this song, right?
I don't know this song.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
No.
Come on.
I have no idea what you're playing right now.
Come on.
I didn't know what was going on. I was just going to ignore it because I had no effing clue what was playing right now.
My name is Luca.
By the way,
you don't know that.
Mavericks might be currently losing to the Raptors, but that's okay. There's
why
like
do we
6.
Not have because we don't have Bally's. That's why.
Yeah, because there's 6 minutes left and they're only down by 14. So probably still be a W.
109, 106, 5:31 left. Yeah. Oh, they're at home too. Toronto sucks. They're 3-4 too. All right, here's your Mavericks. They freaking suck again. Never mind everything we just said. Screw it.
You have to have a night off.
Fire Jason Kidd.
You've wanted that since he got here.
I have. I didn't want them to hire him to begin with.
So there you go. There's a little Mavericks talk in case you were Mavericks antsy about talking some basketball. There we go.
As long as the Mavericks keep playing well, we will keep talking about them and giving them credit. The minute they falter and they fall to 500 or below on the season, I'm going to start the hashtag again, Fire Jason Kidd. I'm really boring Colby over here right now with my Mavericks talk.
I just yawned. Oh, you know what? The effing time change is effed with me.
Oh, it is screwing with me big time.
More than it ever has.
Now I'm yawning.
Well, because you watched me yawn.
Now everyone's going to be yawning. They just listen to this. Like, it's probably 3 a.m. somewhere they're listening, and they're yawning.
Yawning is contagious. But you know what else is contagious? Stupidity. And stupidity is what I'm about to go over in the next segment.
Which that means you're ready after the break, right?
I mean, I am ready.
Let's take a break.
All right, let's take a break. So coming up next, news and notes.
That was it?
Yep.
I wasn't prepared for that.
On the Colby Sapp IndyCar show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs. Right, clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. And you know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby wrapping things up on a Wednesday. And wrapping up hour 3, the first show after a time change.
Yeah.
God, Colby, I feel like it's midnight. We've been on the air for 7 straight hours.
I mean, it doesn't feel like we've been on for 7 straight hours, but usually I'm not feeling the 3-hour thing at all. But again, I think it's the old man and the time change, because right around when we started rounding the bend about 9 o'clock, when we got into Mystery Shotgun, I got excited for a little bit, and then I was like, my body's tired. And then I started losing my voice all of a sudden.
You're right.
I don't know what the hell is happening, but let me know if you guys have been experiencing the time change craziness where it's like your body's ready to go to sleep, an hour earlier than what you're used to, and you're waking up like an hour before you should or before the alarm goes off. If you're doing that like I am, then let me know your age, because if you're around my same age, then I know, well, it's just old man shit. Yeah. But if you're younger than that and it's still doing you like that, then cool. Then let me know. So then I don't think it's old man.
I mean, I'm older than you and in much better shape.
I don't know about any of that.
I am older than you.
Yes. Okay.
And in much better shape.
That part.
I don't know about that. I can't even spell gym. You live there.
I am there quite a bit. I am there at the gym quite a bit.
I wish I could, but they don't let me in anymore because apparently they require pants in gyms.
They do.
Well, no one told me that.
Well, some of the people doesn't look like they require pants.
Jesus.
So there's that. All right. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. I've also found something that I didn't think I'd ever find.
Penis?
No, I mean, I can find that right away.
I can't.
We're all going to be cyborgs.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen, but it's happening faster than what most people thought it was going to happen, as the Neuralink, it's Elon Musk's thing, the Neuralink.
Yep.
Has received FDA approval earlier this year to start human trials.
Okay, so what does this do? This is more than just a built-in Alexa in your brain, right?
It is. It is basically it's described as a Fitbit inside your body.
Okay.
But it can link to, so you can... Basically, they can check and see what's going on with your body at all times because of this thing in your brain.
So like a
chip.
Diagnostic for your body thing that
Right.
they can access 24/7.
Right, and find out exactly what's up, exactly what's going on.
You're a big fan of the jazz hands today.
I am. I
didn't notice you were doing it in front of me, and then I saw it on the video up there. I was like, oh, he's doing it again.
I am doing it again. I'm talking a lot with my hands. I figured out what to do with them after the Rangers.
Right.
Because I didn't know what to do with them.
What to do with my hands?
I don't know.
So, but the other thing they're wanting to do, because right now they're saying, hey, okay, if you have any kind of paralysis or anything along that lines, like you can't move your arms or you can't move anything, right?
ED.
From the neck down, right? They want you to come in and, be one of the human trials, because the first thing they want to knock out is trying to use it to link up your nervous system again.
Okay.
And start to make things work.
Try to fix it.
Try and fix it. So that's one of the things they want to use it for.
I wonder if ED would be a good
maybe
trial for that.
Maybe, I don't know. But the other thing that they eventually want to do with it is that enable it to where you can control electronics and stuff with your mind.
Like your remote control for your TV?
Like, I want to change the channel. Volume up, volume down.
So I feel like if a husband and wife both have that ability on the same TV,
right,
you can get some fights.
Yes. Some actual, like, Professor X fights.
Right, right.
Let's pause this for a
second.
second.
What if the husband's wearing a pacemaker and she can stop it with her mind?
Oh, that'd be kind of gross. I mean, then you've got the whole thing. Did that actually, how do you prove it? Do you have to go back and pull the chip out of her brain and be like, all right, it's recorded here that she turned off his pacemaker with her brain?
Dude, that could really tell on you.
It could really tell. But later down the road, they also wanted you to be able to play games and stuff by controlling it with your mind.
We're all going to die.
We're all going to be controlling things with our minds at some point.
Die, man. This is not good.
No, it's not. It's not, because the other thing is it's going to be integrating us with the internet,
which shouldn't exist anyway.
So we're all going to be integrated with the internet. That'll also be integrated with artificial intelligence, basically giving artificial intelligence a gateway into our mind. You can see where my brain's going with this.
Yes.
Can you not? So, but that's starting. So
machines aren't going to take over the world. They're going to take over our bodies.
Right. And use us for batteries, and it's all the Matrix again.
Right.
By the way, thousands of people are already lining up to get a Fitbit put into their brain.
I mean, I'd probably do it.
So
good party tricks if you didn't tell anybody you had it.
Right. You just walk in and you just start, making the channel change.
You walk in, you're like, damn, it's bright in here, and they dim.
They don't even have a dimmer switch.
Yeah, they just dim.
You're just controlling the electricity flow with your brain.
Superhero, Colby.
Yeah, that's what it is. We'll all have superpowers.
Dude. Okay, we have to be the first ones. Don't tell anybody about this plan.
Okay.
So once everybody's got chips in their brains, we got to figure out a way to hack into the female chips.
Right.
To make them do dirty things. And we have to patent that software and then sell it.
Well, no, not to make them do dirty things, but just to exact our description into their brain. Is that who they want for their sex mate for that night?
Yes, and then do the dirty things.
Right.
We'll call it Dirty Things Incorporated.
Of course, if everybody's doing it, then everybody's a woman's just standing over at the bar at a Chili's, and she's randomly I'd really like a tall, gangly guy with glasses. I've never wanted that before in my entire life, but now I must. And then
here comes Colby.
Tall, gangly guy with glasses.
Wow. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing it.
Congratulations.
We got to get funding for that.
In that scenario. So, but then you have to get into, is it mind rape then?
Prove it.
Yeah. Well, give me your chip.
Wait, is that a thing?
It could be.
Okay, number one, I know it's a thing. Number two, is it illegal?
I guess it will be.
Now we're getting into thought police, right? Like in Minority Report.
Yeah, you're going to have mind cops.
Dude, the world is ending.
It's. We'll get into more of that here in a little bit. So, have you ever met a yogurt-loving granddad?
I've seen websites about that.
So, I went to the Daily Star, and they just say, yogurt-loving granddad Bobby, who chowed down on a half a tub of mint green paint after mistaking it for his favorite snack, has passed away at the age of 91. Poor Bobby.
Wait a minute.
Poor Bobby.
He ate how much paint thinking it was yogurt?
He ate a half a tub. I don't know how big the tub
paint?
was. Of mint green paint.
Did it taste the same?
He ate a half a tub.
I have so many questions. Was the paint in the yogurt container?
No, and why would you put paint in the refrigerator?
I don't know. I have so many questions.
But you have this photo.
Jesus. What the hell? Did he just find paint in the cabinet and like, I'm hungry?
Okay, he's 91.
Who left the yogurt next to the paint?
Who put the paint in the kitchen? Who put it in the refrigerator? Or else, I mean, he's 91.
Not anymore.
No, he's passed.
What was his name?
His name was Bobby.
Stay hard, Bobby. Sorry we're laughing at your demise.
Now, he didn't pass away.
That's how I want to go.
I believe from
the paint?
From the paint. I don't think he did because this picture happened in February of 2019. So,
but they couldn't tell the story until after he was dead.
Right.
Because it'd be embarrassing. Huh.
But I didn't think. So apparently this went viral and I never saw it.
And then the bear came by on the motorcycle and cleaned up after him.
But the fact that Bobby the granddad, the yogurt-loving granddad, got through a half a tub of paint before he looks around and goes, wait a minute. This isn't yogurt.
Like you would know that before you ate it, right? Like the consistency's different.
I think you would know that before you ate it. I think you would know that by the time you went, that smells like paint.
This yogurt might be bad and melted.
But again, that photograph.
That's the greatest.
So Tim will put that somewhere.
Yeah, you have to send it to me so we can blast that out.
So he has passed. So there's that. Let's go to how not to protest living next to a wedding venue. As we're going to Georgia. A Georgia man was arrested with terroristic charges after there's a wedding going on next to his house. And it was a wedding venue, and it's recently turned into a wedding venue.
Probably a coffee shop before that.
I mean, it was next to his house, so I'm guessing it was a church or just something like that, or something that wasn't just for parties or whatever, but it's been transformed into a place like that. So he's not real happy with it, and he's been waiting to show his anger with the situation, and he got his chance.
Poor wedding people.
One man's history of making threats towards a nearby wedding venue culminated as the couple that got wed at this wedding venue, which, by the way, it's not in the article, so that's the reason why I keep saying wedding venue. The couple that got married decided that they were going to leave for their honeymoon in a helicopter. So the guy that lived next to this place decided, I see a helicopter. Well, I've been storing up for fireworks for the 4th of July. And he got out his mortar cannons and aimed them at the helicopter as it was flying away.
With them in the helicopter.
And just set everything to launch.
I said lunch, not launch. Glad we're on the same page there.
He was trying to shoot down the helicopter with his mortars. Needless to say that...
Get off my lawn!
Now, I did find his name. His name is not Derek Jeter, but his name is David Jeter. So Derek's illegitimate brother is a Georgia man that got mad at a married couple and fired fireworks at their helicopter, and that's the story. So don't do that. Don't do that. I talked about the cyborgs, but now we're about to talk about the killer robots.
Oh, God.
As we're going to South Korea, South Korea, a robot meant to lift boxes at a pepper sorting plant in South Korea mistook a man for a box. Mistook him for a box of vegetables. And picked him up and crushed him on a conveyor belt. He died.
What the hell? Was he asleep or something?
No. Here's where it gets kind of fishy. The man, described as a robotics company employee, had been checking the sensors on the robot ahead of a test run at the plant in South, can't say it, province.
Szechuan?
Gawingasang.
There you go.
Gawingasang. Planned for Wednesday. So the test run had reportedly been pushed back 2 days due to the robot malfunctioning. So the employee went in there because the robot's been screwing up and being like, all right, let me run some sensor tests while this robot's working to make sure everything's working before the state approved. It's got to pass its robot exam.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So he's trying to prep the robot before the robot exam. And the robot, in prepping for this exam, picked him up and slammed him on the conveyor belt and crushed him.
He didn't like the questions.
I don't think he's going to pass this exam.
No. They're already rising up.
So the robot doctor came out to check on the robot. The robot was like, no human.
Wow.
So
it's iRobot. What was that? That was iRobot, right?
That was iRobot.
With Will Smith?
Yes.
Huh.
So that's the reason why becoming one with the robots is bad. But also, hey, maybe you could have then told the robot to please don't kill me. I'm part of you too, right? With your implant.
Right.
So there's that. Hey, Florida people, don't go snorkeling with alligators. As should be obvious, but
like that has to be said, right?
That has to be said because in Ocala, Florida, a Florida woman was snorkeling with a friend at Alexander Springs Recreation Area over the weekend when a 9-foot alligator attacked her and bit her forehead. She was able to tell, Jesus, how big was this lady's forehead?
I was about to say.
She was able to tell the Fox 35 News that, because immediately she was okay. So how hard is her forehead? I do not want to be this person's husband. Hard-headed woman right there. I mean, an alligator tried to bite down on her forehead and was like, nope.
And the alligator lost.
I can't crack that nut. Don't mark that. But here's what happened is the friend and the lady were snorkeling and doing things, and the friend was taking pictures and turned around and took a picture. And one of the pictures they posted up on Facebook was the alligator was behind them, coming towards them.
Oh, jeez. Faces of death.
Right. So took that picture, and then they went back to snorkeling because the lady got bit while she was snorkeling. So friend takes a picture of the alligator. There's an alligator. Here we are. It's a 9-foot alligator, so it's pretty long. And they're like, oh, we're going to continue snorkeling. No. Bitches, get out the river. What's wrong with you? The hell are you doing? So anyway, don't go snorkeling with alligators. That's bad.
That shouldn't have to be said.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, but it is. So you know what? That's enough. We've reached the time limit of this episode. I will have more news and notes next Wednesday night when we do our 3-hour extravaganza. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I will throw it to Tim and I will pose with my biceps.
Whoa, mark that.
Biceps flexed.
It's late, boys and girls. We would like to thank everybody for tuning in for this extended 3+ hour Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show. We'll be back next Wednesday. By the way, your Mavericks go down at home to the Raptors, 127 to 116, as the horse goes down on the Raptor. I bet AI could paint a picture of that if we knew how to do stuff like that.
It could.
We will be back next Wednesday with more IndyCar, Tim, and Colby Sapp extravaganza information debauchery. But until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.